Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to today's stream. Welcome, welcome. Today's a different kind of stream. Today, we are going to be talking about Deltarune. Talking about theories before chapters 3 and 4 drop. And I'm actually going to be joined by Vess in just a moment. You can hear me? Yippee, let's go. Let me see if Vess is ready to hop in VC. Let me see. I am so freaking excited for Deltarune, you guys have no idea. Hello, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alright, I think. Okay. Hello.
I could hear you.
Yippee! Okay, looks like Bite should be able to hear you too. Let me know in chat if you can hear Vess okay. Bye, Yippee, welcome, welcome.
Can you hear me? I'm getting very close to my mic to make sure. Oh my god, why do I have my old PNG? Wait a minute.
Oh, I think this is the PNG.
Update?
I don't think I updated it. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Updated on my end. Let's see how reactive looks. Hang on.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, here, go on reactive real quick and just check.
Okay.
You might have to like update the
Oh, okay.
browser source. I'm not sure. That's weird. It should work.
Yeah.
I just like look down at my phone and I'm like, wait a minute.
Vess is quiet. Okay, you're quiet apparently.
Ooh, what's my volume for you on Discord?
On
You
Discord.
should be able to edit that on your
Let me
end.
see. Options. You're 200%.
Oh, I'm full volume? Oh,
Yeah.
alright.
Huh.
Does this help? I tilted my mic down a bit so it's a bit closer to me. How does this sound? Does this seem any better or did nothing change?
I mean, on my end, you sound fine, so I don't know how to fix it if chat can't hear you that well. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Like,
That is strange.
I can increase the desktop audio a bit, I guess. I don't want to make it blasting, but...
Yeah, I mean, I guess
raise...
that would probably help a little bit.
Yeah, I can raise the desktop audio a bit, if that helps. Let me know if this helps.
That should at least help a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, as long as your music's not going through desktop audio, that shouldn't affect anything else. I don't know.
Let me know how that sounds. I very nervously raised the desktop audio.
Yeah, you gotta be a little careful, because if
Yeah.
you don't remember, you're gonna
Seems
turn
better,
on a game
okay.
that's gonna be super loud to everyone. Sounds better? Awesome.
Okay.
There we go.
Alright. Definitely helps a bit. Yippee. Okay. So, there's been an unfortunate change of plans for today's stream. Because I didn't know the Deltarune theories survey program was gonna close today.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't even consider that it was gonna close, but that makes
No,
sense.
the thing is, because you know time zones are a thing. I'm in Japan, so my time is different. Last night, when it was morning for you, so morning for you guys in EST, whatever time zone you guys are in America. Last night I checked, and it was still open. I went to bed. I woke up this morning, I opened the theory program, and it was closed. How dare they do this to me?
We were just barely too late.
I know! It's so unfair. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing the theory survey, which is what I really wanted to do for tonight's stream. Or today's stream. What time is it?
Oh well. Day and one night.
Yes.
Whatever you call.
It's It's sometime, somewhere. Time is a construct of human perception. Anyway, we're gonna be doing a tier list instead. I found a tier list. The only downside to the tier list is it's kind of vague in some of them. I did look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are kind of just like headcanon-y, I noticed.
Yeah. like, I mean, I think they were trying to be comprehensive. So they had like every possible theory they could think of. But yeah, some of them are a bit silly. Yeah. Some of them are kind of vague. Like if you don't know the specific video it comes from, then you'll have no idea what it's referencing. But yeah. It's the best I could find.
It works.
Yeah, it works. So if you guys are ready, we can go ahead and get started. Wait, I just realized I need BGM. Yeah. I have no BGM anymore. Let me find. Could I like a
now you're gonna have to make sure it's extra quiet. Since you blazed desktop audio.
Guys, chat, preemptively cover your ears for a second. I'm gonna find like Deltarune music.
Yeah, find like the full Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 OST or something.
Yeah, Deltarune OST. I'm gonna like just, shuffle this. Shuffle. Yeah. Oh. That's gotta be so loud, I'm sorry. That was such a funny song to start with, too. Alright, this should be okay. Let me know how this is. My friend found a picture on Reddit that's the work of a crazy person trying to decipher the Gaster lore. I'll put it in the Discord. Please do. That sounds funny.
Okay, well, do you want to share screen?
Yes, so I was gonna do that, yep. Give me 1 second.
I can see the tier list in real time.
Yes. No, you don't get to see it. You just have to use your imagination.
Oh, okay.
You know Deltarune.
I will also make sure to like Google or like look up on YouTube any theories we might not know.
Yeah.
See if I can like figure out the like basic premise of whatever the theory is.
Yeah, because some of them like I feel like I've seen that in a YouTube video title, but I don't know the context.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of Deltarune videos. I've seen probably most Deltarune videos, but I haven't seen every single one. Oh, the music can be louder? Okay. I was being very cautious, but I can make it louder if you need it. Okay. How did that sound? Alright, where am I? Where's... Alright, let me see.
Oh, you're showing,
you can see... And
I see the music.
Wait.
I think you showed the one screen. I get to hear it now, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking the music away from you, sorry. Where is...
Yeah, I think you shared the wrong tab.
I did. Here you go.
Okay, and hey, I can still hear the music, so that's fun.
Oh, nice. Alright. Now here we are. Let me... Okay, we should be good. Alright, so this is Deltarune Theory. 160 plus theories are included in here. Which means a lot of them are really silly. But...
there are definitely a lot.
There's a lot. Do we want to adjust our, rankings? Do you want to change them?
We could. I mean, if anything, we might want to at least add, like, an extra tier of just, like, this is the headcanon. Because I feel like, when looking through, I feel like there are a couple that are, like, more headcanon-y than anything.
Yeah. No. I did the wrong thing again. I did the wrong thing again. I don't know how this works.
Yeah,
I also did not mean it to... This one is supposed to be... Wait, no, it's not. It's not. Wait. What did I do?
No, you just changed the color of F.
Yeah, what was the color originally? What was the color originally?
I think it was... blue?
Blue?
Blue and dark green, I don't remember.
I'm ruining
Whatever,
everything.
whatever makes the most. Oh my god.
This is why you don't give me control over the tier lists. I'm ruining it. Oh, this is hurting me a little bit. You said it was blue, right?
Okay, click the gear. Make it light blue, I think.
Light blue? Like this? Okay. Okay.
And that one can just be headcanon.
Alright.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Okay.
Alright, there we go.
Alright, why don't we just get started? Alright.
Yes, let's just get this started.
So, first one is Asgore will be in a dark world. I feel like that one feels
like that is
kind of
really
like a
likely.
given. That's very, very likely.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those
you know,
that's like
looking
almost
at,
barely a theory. Like, it is still a theory technically, but like, it would be weird if it didn't happen. This kind of feels like we're being set up for that.
The fact that there are like multiple double doors in Flower King, I would be surprised.
Yeah,
if
so I would
he
feel
didn't
like
show up in a dark world at all.
that's like an. How do we want to rank these actually? Like based on likelihood or based on how much we like them?
That's a good question. I feel like we should rank them on how likely
Okay.
we think they ought to happen. I feel like that makes more sense.
Yeah, would you want this to be an
I
A
would say
tier
in that
then?
case, probably
A for
or
Asgore?
S.
A for Asgore?
A for Asgore, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
The next two I kind of go together. I feel like Caddy and Jockington.
Those two are Caddy and Jockington in a dark world. That's an S. They're
Yeah.
absolutely gonna be.
No, yeah, they have to.
Like,
And like, I feel like
we know that
Yeah.
Jockington is at least.
yeah, Jockington was basically
and Caddy
confirmed.
kind of goes along with that. So
Yeah.
that's S.
Yeah. And so I'm actually really excited for. Like, I know everyone's real sort is like really hyped for Jockington, but I'm really excited for Caddy in a dark world. I think that'll be really fun.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Alright, so Papyrus will be in a dark world. Where the
Yeah,
heck
next
is
is
he?
Sans Papyrus, which honestly,
Where is Papyrus? Give him to me.
honestly, I would rank these. Personally, Papyrus would be like a C or a D,
Yeah.
and then Sans would be like right above that.
Honestly, though,
Cause like,
can I
feel like Sans. Yeah.
Can I be controversial? I don't think Sans would be in a dark world. I honestly think Sans is just there to be a funny guy. Like, I feel like Sans has no plot relevance.
Do you think Papyrus is more likely than Sans out of the two? Because I feel like one is going to be more likely than the other. I mainly feel like Sans is. I don't think either of them are going to be in a dark world, but I think out of the two of them, Sans is more likely because Sans is at least a character in Deltarune.
Yeah, but I feel like they're just Easter eggs. I feel like they're just there to be like, haha, Undertale, but like I don't think that either of them have any plot relevance. I think they're just there because they're fan favorites. And like Papyrus isn't even there. We're being gaslit. Papyrus is never gonna show up. Sans is gonna keep being like, oh yeah, my brother, and we'll never see him. Well, I honestly don't think they're gonna be in a dark world.
I mean, okay. In that
That's
case,
just my
I will
personal theory.
say that I think
You
I
can
want Sans to be
disagree.
a D because I feel like there's a slim chance, but I don't think Papyrus.
Well, the only reason I think Sans would end up in a dark world is if the theory that like the entire town gets engulfed in a dark world. If that happens, then obviously Sans will. But that's the only way he would.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Okay. The vessel is the knight.
That's an interesting one.
Mm.
I'm gonna say... Listen, I'm gonna say F, mainly because we literally don't know what the vessel is
Yeah.
yet. And, like, I don't think the vessel exists right now, so...
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it could be the knight. It's an interesting
No.
idea, but it's really just one of those, like, we're throwing out any possible thing that could be the knight.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm
And that's
definitely...
like, that's the real, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel, kinda.
Basically. I'm excited to see if the vessel ever comes back into play. We get to meet our
Yeah,
vessel
like I
or
think
something.
the vessel's gonna be important.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the knight.
No. That would be so silly.
Rules is important. I kind of love
Yes.
that, but I don't buy it.
I
mean,
yeah,
rules is important in all of our hearts,
in our
but
yeah.
I think realistically, I don't think so. Honestly, I'm cool with C. I feel like
he's just a silly guy.
okay, can I say something really dumb?
Yes.
I think rules. My ideal world would be that rules plays a role similar to I don't remember his name. What was that one guy in Full Metal Alchemist that like everyone makes fun of?
Oh. Wait.
And it's like, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Like, he's just a joke character, everyone makes fun of him, but by the end he does at least one thing that's very important in helping them win.
You know what? Yeah.
That's my dream for rules. Is that he gets to do one thing near the end of the game that's really important at making sure things turn out well in the end. And that's all I want him to do.
You know, I honestly agree with that. Like, he's there to cause problems and help once. But mostly just cause problems. And not even like serious problems, it's like really annoying, inconvenient problems. Also, hello, welcome to stream, welcome. Rules kills the knight.
Rules kills the knight.
Oh gosh.
He's the one who successfully does it.
Alright, intros to chapters are flashbacks.
What is this referring to?
I'm not sure, actually. The intro to the chapter?
Means.
But that's just... The chapters don't have an intro, do they?
Yeah, is this referring to like the light bulb sections?
That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
I'm struggling to comprehend what they mean by this one. Could you like Google and see if there's like more context that we're missing?
Yeah, let me see if I can find this real quick.
Also, this playlist is so funny because it's like playing like some like 5-second songs. It's just a full OST. The tone shifts going on here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Peak music. That's what the inside of my brain sounds like.
Oh.
Oh? What is it?
This is referring to, I found what looks to be this theory on Reddit.
Yeah.
And it's referring to the dialogue at the beginning of chapter 2. Where Toya is like, Chris, are you awake? Is that a knife? Like, that's referring to something.
Oh.
And it's like conveniently lining up with you know what happens at the start of the chapter when you actually wake up.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like that idea,
yeah,
honestly.
that's actually kind of
I don't know what it would be
implying,
but it's interesting.
Oh my gosh, Chris killed Asriel, confirmed.
Oh my god, Asriel's dust was caused by Chris.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
I know I'm like intrigued by this one. I kind of want to put this in.
I would put it in C just because it feels a little far-fetched, but I like the idea.
Yeah, it's a fun concept. I want to look more into it later. That's cool. Memory heads refer to Deltarune.
I'm gonna look up memory heads.
Yeah.
Okay, I found memory heads. Deltarune, another Reddit post.
Of course.
I just made a potential discovery that links the memory heads to Deltarune. In case you need a refresher on what they are, memory heads are the first amalgamate you encounter in the True Lab, and they are quite unique. Yeah, they're the ones that are like the weird, like kind of
Oh.
hard to tell what they are creatures that come
Yeah.
out of the sink.
Yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, so you see, unlike the rest of the amalgamates, they aren't made out of any known monsters. Instead, they resemble a distorted brain with many different faces attached to it, including what appears to be a skull. Yeah, they're like the one amalgamate that doesn't look like anything in particular.
Yeah.
And it actually has an interesting feature, being able to put the bad memory item into your inventory. They also have a bunch of act options that are kind of meta, as they are all of the menu options available to you. Furthermore, they constantly glitch around, more so than some of the other amalgamates, sort of like an electrical device almost. And in fact, the way to spare them is by calling them on your phone and refusing to join them. Now, in hindsight, with all the gas shit happening in Deltarune, my alarm bells were immediately ringing, and I decided to look more into what I could find anything interesting. It didn't take long. All I had to do was look at the sprite, and I immediately saw something that made my jaw drop. I could be completely imagining it, but take a look at this. Okay, there's a link. Let me look at this.
Alright, can you put it in Discord?
Okay, it's just a
I wanna
picture. It's just a picture of the amalgamate. How about now? Okay, what's this? Oh? Hang on.
I wanna see. Show me.
Okay, so look up memory head on Google real quick.
Okay.
Just so you can have a picture of it.
Wait a second, if I do that, can catchy. Let me.
Yeah.
I'll find it and then I'll put a picture in. Alright, so I see the guy. Uh-huh. What about it do I need to be paying attention for?
Just the whole thing. Is it on stream?
No, not on stream. I can swap to stream. Give me a second.
Yeah, just added this real quick so people can see as well.
Oops, I just made a separate window. Where am I? I'll put it here. Alright. I'm just gonna pull it up like this. Okay. You guys can see, right?
You see it, you see the faces. So it's a weird like skull thing covered in faces. Do you see the face on the far left side as well as the one right below it?
Far left? I think so?
Yeah. The one that looks like it has like a nose and then this like smiling one on the side. Do you see those two faces?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
This person is pointing out that they kind of look like Spamton and Jevil.
Oh?
Can you see it? This is the one with like the long nose and then like the smiling face right below it.
Possibly.
Can you see it, guys?
I just realized I'm covering it. Give me a second.
Oh, you're covering it.
I'm covering
well,
it.
You kind of see the top.
Let me try and make it bigger. Oh, I just made it smaller. Come on. Oh, it's even smaller.
Oh yeah, no.
You guys
well,
kind
actually,
of
you
see?
can see it. You can see it on the lower side. Like you can see the whole thing there.
Yeah.
But like, chat, do you see what this person is pointing out here? Like you can kind of see it.
It feels kind of like a stretch, but...
Well, let's keep reading. This is the first thing they pointed out.
Yeah, keep reading.
Okay, and if you do decide to call me crazy, fair enough. But silently, I'm hoping that I've caught up with Toby's insane 4D chess. It's only going to take like 2 more years, maybe till we see more chapters. Okay, this was a while ago. And I'm telling you, if the secret bosses all line up with the memory head, you'll know who to apologize to. It's me. I'm talking about myself. Okay, so yeah, that's mainly what the theory is that the memory head seems to have a Jevil and Spamton face on the side of it. I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah. It feels kind of like a stretch.
It's funny,
I
but
don't
I would
see it very well.
I would probably say D.
If I squint,
Yeah.
I can kind of, but like just barely. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put that in. For me, it's a D.
I would say D. Yeah. I don't think it's super likely, but it is interesting.
Alright, this one is interesting. Noelle attacked Darkness at the start. I feel like that's canon.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, weren't some of the NPCs talking about it being cold?
Yeah, I think she was
Like, before you get
absolutely.
there? Or what he talking
Yeah.
about? What did they say cold, or what he just talk about like the wires? I can't remember now. What were the first lines of dialogue at the start of chapter 2? Hang on, I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
As I feel like I remember a similar vibe to the beginning of chapter 1 where Susie was attacking Darkness and they were scared of her. They were also scared of Noelle, if I remember correctly. When we first get there.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just like skimming through the Light World section of chapter 2. I found like a full gameplay thing. I'm gonna try and find it. Okay. Hang on. I wanna confirm the dialogue from the NPCs. If anyone mentions it being cold.
I wonder
feel
how
like
the
I
new
remember
secret
that, but I
bosses. Wonder if the new secret bosses will deal with the fact that nothing matters if they continue to theme with that theme with them. I can't read. If they continue that theme with them. Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, no one mentions anything about it being cold.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
was just
that.
talking about wires.
Yeah,
so
I still. I personally
I don't
do
think so.
I think. Because
Well,
if we
you also have to
remember,
take into account the
Noelle
fact that
is
she didn't
really
know how to
scared.
fight
I mean,
people.
that doesn't mean she can't do it though. If you consider
I guess,
in
but-
Snowgrave, she's like, I don't know how to do this spell, and then she just does it.
I mean, yeah. I guess. But that's only because of the player, who's not there yet. You know. So I don't know, I don't buy it. Like, yes, she was able to do it with Snowglaive, even though she didn't know what the spell was, but she only was able to do it at all because the player was selecting Snowglaive. You know? Like, I feel like that's probably the
I'm not
reason why
saying
she
that
was
she
able to do it.
Snowgraved anyone at the beginning, but
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't think, considering she didn't know how any form of battling worked before going to the city, I don't think she would have been able to fight anyone before the player got there.
No, I really want to go back and play the beginning of chapter 2, because
but if you want to put it a little higher, you can.
I'm gonna put it in C.
Okay.
Here's one that I saw a video about, but I didn't watch it. Noelle created Spamton. I don't personally. I thought Spamton. She interacted with him.
Spam email.
Yeah, like he used the spam email that Noelle replied to.
Yeah, Noelle replied to Spamton, so that might have like caused him to be created by like creating continuing the chain.
Unless, are we subscribing to the theory that Spamton was the egg? In Cat Petters, or whatever games he was playing? That still wouldn't be her creating him, though, technically.
Yeah, no, I think either way, I don't think Noelle created Spamton.
Yeah. I feel like Snowgrave won't just be Noelle murdering. I feel the player will make every character murder. Player could make Toriel burn people he does in chapter 3. Personally, I disagree with that. only because if you go by the fact that Snowgrave, or the weird route in general, is meant to be seen as like a video game glitch, it has to be connected to Noelle. Noelle has to be there for it to be a weird route.
Yeah.
It's not so much the player controlling it as it is like connected directly to Noelle. So any chapter with Noelle in it will be a weird route chapter. Which actually, Vess, did you watch the video? Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Did you watch the video I sent you last night? Or this morning, I suppose?
Ooh, did I? I can't remember now.
The new Molly Stars video.
Oh, yeah, no, I did watch that.
Okay,
yeah. I watched that.
But anyway, yeah, like, it was confirmed. Basically, officially confirmed there would be no weird route in Chapter 3, but Chapter 4 and 5 would, and that connects perfectly with chapters that Noelle will be in. Because Noelle's not going to be in...
You also have to keep in mind that Chapter 3 is labeled as not applicable, but...
Well, yeah, that's true,
so
true.
I think that what that's going to mean is, my personal theory for that is, there's going to be some possible, like, slight differences because you did the Snowgrave weird route in Chapter 2. But there's also going to be, like, something somewhere you need to do in order to keep it going.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to do something. It's not gonna be a, like, manipulating toil or anything.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be something, there's gonna be, like, an item or something you need to get for Chapter 4 to continue it, I think. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, we have the mysterious shadow mantle thing. I don't know if that would be specifically what you're referring to.
Yeah, secret boss thing.
Yeah.
That's more of a shadow crystal thing.
I guess that's true. That's true.
Thing, I feel like.
That's true.
Okay, and also I don't know if it's in this tier list or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a theory. It was more of just like an idea someone proposed on like Twitter. But I saw someone talk about the possibility of what if you're able to take the loaded disc to Chapter 3.
Oh.
Like if you do if you don't finish the secret boss, the Spamton Neo secret boss stuff, you get the loaded disc with Spamton in it. And like what if you could take it take it with you out of the cyber world and into the TV
Spamton.
world.
Wow. That would be something.
Because like think about it, it's a loaded disc. What if you just like put it into you could put it into the TV, aka Tenna, and create whatever that creates.
That is
I don't know, I don't think it's likely, I just think it's funny.
What are you trying to imply is that Spamton will be the friend inside Tenna?
Exactly.
No. Imagine if that was friend inside me.
Was the friend inside me all along.
Also, hello, welcome to stream. Welcome.
More Spamton content.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, friend inside me.
Yes. So anyway, next theory.
Noelle killed Desh. That's a theory that I've not... I think there's a referencing a specific video or something.
Yeah, I am sure there is. But yeah, on one hand, I feel like we simply just don't know enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, you can take into account the fact that, when Noelle is talking about, like, you know, Des, her, Chris, and Azriel hanging out, like, around the forest or whatever, she talks about how she barely remembers anything that happened. And when you think about the weird route, where it's, like, blacking out and not remembering things.
Yeah. Like, I think Noelle definitely...
There's a connection there.
Yeah, no, that... I'm now like really thinking about this one. This is giving Omori vibes.
Yeah, like my biggest question would just be how.
Yeah, that's true. Like I think
But,
I
like-
mean I think it would be like I think it would have been an accident. If Noel
Yeah,
killed
I
us, it
mean,
would have been an accident.
yeah. I still think it has something to do with the bunker.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's
So, like,
what I feel like that's confirmed.
if
It's
that-
the bunker in some way.
I mean, okay, not confirmed, but very
Not,
likely.
yeah, I mean not confirmed, but you know what I mean. Like everyone kind of
And
disagrees
like,
on it.
I don't know, maybe it could just be that like Noelle like was the one who found the bunker initially.
Yeah.
So she feels responsible
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
feel like it's less that Noelle actually killed Des and more she would blame herself for Des dying or going
Yeah.
missing.
Honestly, I would
Like Noelle thinks it's her
be
fault
it.
even if it may not be.
I would
But yeah.
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 Like I don't think Noelle straight up killed Des.
Yeah,
but
no.
I think a plot line being that she blames herself is
Mhm.
pretty likely.
Yeah, that feels pretty likely. Alright, what is Oberon Smog?
Oberon Smog, I don't remember the details of it. I could look it up, but I know
Mhm.
it has to do with the idea that somewhere in a dark world or somewhere we will get Gosen
Mm.
as a Darknar through his dust,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Oh.
And it's the idea that it's the idea that Alvin is the knight and is creating fountains in order to try and bring back
Oh
Gosen.
yeah. I know I have heard that theory. Okay.
And the name Oberon Smog comes from something I can't remember what it was, but that's like the name that
Okay.
Gosen would have as a Darknar,
Mm.
essentially.
Okay. Interesting.
That someone came up with. And I'm pretty sure it's considered a crack theory, to be fair,
Really?
but
I
it
think
also
the
kind of hinges on the
concept.
fact that Alvin's the knight.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's the concept of like corpses being able to become darkness is kind of messed up if you think about it.
Well, it's less the idea about that because and more that like their dust is put on their favorite objects, so if
I
that
mean,
object
yeah.
goes into a dark world with the
Well,
dust
no,
on
because
it.
I'm also started thinking about the theory that Noelle creates a dark world into the hospital after
Yeah.
Rudy dies,
There's that too.
potentially preserving him as a darkener. That's what that made me think of.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would personally put Oberon Smog at like a C.
Yeah, like it's
I
not
could
like
see it
it's not far
possibly being the
fetched,
case,
but
not-
it doesn't
probably
feel.
not to the extent
yeah.
that some people bring it to.
Yeah. I feel like chapter 4 will be the determining factor on whether or not that plotline is important.
Yeah. And I mean, it's also just based on the fact that like you overhear Alvin talking to Gosen.
Yeah, like
when you
chapter
leave
4 is our
radio,
chance
so there's
to get
something
more something to do with them.
Like there's definitely something there. but I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
definitely something, but how relevant is it in the
important
grand
that
scheme
is.
of things? We'll find out soon. We'll find out
Yeah.
soon. So soon. Player will leave Chris and become a vessel.
This is also like we know nothing about the vessel or if it's
Yeah.
even gonna be like what's it gonna even be. So I don't know. I would personally put that at C as well, just because I feel like the vessel has to be important in some way. We just don't know
I
what.
feel like at some point Chris might find a way to try and remove the soul permanently.
Oh, you know, I do believe at some point, in some way, we're gonna play as the vessel for at least
Yeah.
some kind of segment.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're gonna like leave Chris for it, or if it's gonna be like a we're looking away segment, like with Susie
Yeah.
in other chapters. So we kind of just have to wait and see. I would put that at C.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, all the spammed music.
Yeah, is the playlist on shuffle? I don't think it's on shuffle right now. It's
It
been
was
kind of like
on
going through
shuffle, but
chapter 2.
yeah, it's kind of feels. No, it's definitely on shuffle. Or it was on shuffle. Why
Is
did
it?
No, it unshuffled itself. That's weird. It was on shuffle. It's got like the Spamton.
Yeah, no, we've just been going through
Multiverse.
all of chapter 2.
Yeah. That's weird. Okay, well, it should be on shuffle now.
It should be on shuffle now. Yeah.
It'd be cool if we had to fight Chris as the vessel, yeah.
I could see that or the other way around being something that happens. But yeah, again, we know nothing about the vessel. So like, it's kind of hard to theorize about it when we have so little to go on about it.
Yeah. Rousey cares about the player, not Chris. Alright, Rousey definitely cares about Chris. Like, don't misunderstand that. Like, Rousey cares about everyone.
Cares about both.
But
Yes, I would.
But I think a lot of the time, Rousey is talking more directly to the player than to Chris. In a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can kind of more easily tell,
There's also
though, the
plenty of-
difference between Rousey talking to the player, Rousey talking to Chris.
Yeah, and I feel like there's no evidence to support that Rousey doesn't care about Chris.
Oh yeah, no, he
Because there's
definitely
definitely
does.
scenes where Rousey's talking to Chris,
Yeah.
where Rousey cares about Chris. So I don't think this one's the case. Rousey cares about both of them.
Yeah, Rousey cares about everyone. Rousey's a good little
Exactly.
guy. He loves everyone. Now, what is in D? It's like
Okay.
Rousey does care about the player. But like,
Yeah.
Rousey cares about everyone. Rousey has a crush on player.
Now you see, that's the other thing. I feel like anytime that kind of stuff comes up, it's about Chris, not the player.
Yeah. And
So I don't know,
honestly,
I don't think so.
I honestly also don't think it's a crush. I don't think Rousey knows
That too,
what a crush is. Like, Chris and Susie are like the first people Rousey has ever interacted with, and he loves them because they are the first people he's ever interacted with, and they're nice to him, therefore he loves them.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think it's
exactly.
romantic, he's just like, oh my god, I have friends. You know?
Yeah, like, Rousey has a platonic crush.
Yeah, it's a platonic crush. He's just like, oh
on
my god, you're
Liz
so
and
nice.
Susie,
You're so cool
but
and
not
nice.
the
You're my
player, I don't
friend.
think.
Yeah. Rousey has a shadow
Rousey
crystal.
has a shadow crystal.
Huh.
Now, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I think Rousey is going to be a boss in the weird route.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I agree with
But
that one.
that wouldn't make Rousey a secret boss that would have a shadow
Yeah.
crystal, because you don't get a shadow crystal from Spamton in the weird route.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
while I like the idea, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool, but again, like, you don't get a shadow crystal from Spamton in the weird route, so you don't get shadow crystals in the weird route, and I don't see Rousey being a boss outside of the weird route.
Yeah. Oh, can I say
Just
something really?
feeling
Sorry. Can I say something really stupid? The
yeah.
intro to this song, it's playing right now. Always immediately makes me think of the third "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." Do you get that vibe too?
Not particularly.
Really?
I would have to listen to it again, but
Let me restart the song. Listen to the intro. Does that not sound like "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 3?
I mean, I guess kinda, if you really think about it, but like, that's also just like the main theme of Deltarune. Like that's just the Delta Rune motif.
No, like the very, very beginning. Like
Oh,
not
the
this,
very
not the
first
motif.
part?
The very, very beginning of the song.
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe?
Oh my gosh. Someone in chat back me up on this
I
one.
don't know, I don't hear it.
Whatever. Anyway, chess theory.
Chess theory. Well, I mean, I like the idea of it. And it also would line up with the fact that chapter 4 is in the church, and that would be the bishop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It all just depends on whether or not we get a rook in chapter 3. It all depends on if the main boss is named Rook.
Yeah. But like,
And I don't think that's
it's
the case because
Tenna.
it's Tenna.
It's Tenna.
Exactly. So like,
Yeah,
I really like the theory, but I don't know how if it's gonna continue to be the case
Yeah.
because of Tenna.
Yeah. I
Like, we know the name of the boss, that it's Tenna.
Yeah. I'm personally not buying
I would
chess
put it
theory
higher.
anymore.
I would personally put it at like C or even B, just because I do really like the idea of it, and it would line up with chapter 4 being the church and having a bishop.
Maybe.
And also, it is kind of weird that chapter 2 has Queen, who looks a lot like Kane, even though there's like no reason she should.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I like the idea of it, but it really depends on what Tenna's gonna be like, and if Tenna's gonna be Rook. Or if, who knows, maybe Tenna's not even the boss.
Yeah,
Who
I mean,
knows?
it's true. I mean, weird if Tenna wasn't involved.
Like,
I don't know.
well, yeah, but like, that's the thing, like, we've all just been kind of like believing, yeah, that it has to be Tenna, obviously. But we really don't have any confirmation that the main boss is Tenna. If you really think about it. That's really what this is like chosen to believe as fact. But like, for all we know.
I mean, honestly, that's true, and I hate that. I need to know. A couple more days.
I'm sorry to break everyone's minds there, but there will. Who knows, honestly.
Oh my god. I have heard there's a Tenna's the secret boss instead.
The secret boss instead. Maybe?
No, the secret boss is Mike, who's the friend inside him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, wait, Vest, did you watch the other video I sent you last night?
What else did you send me? I might have.
I sent you a more recent, Woody Theory video, and it was so funny.
Oh,
Like, he went as in-depth as possible into Woody Theory, and it's kind of hilarious. How, like, hard he went for Woody Theory. Going as deep as possible in, like, every possible connection. It's kind of great.
Turns out Tenna's just a shopkeeper or something? Oh god.
No. I don't think my brain is able to, like, process, like, Tenna not being the boss. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know, honestly, now that I've said it, I actually like that idea that, like, we've all been led to believe that Tenna's the main boss, that he's just not.
Tenna is Pluie. No, Pluie is the boss. Pluie is the final boss confirmed.
Oh my god.
That's my
I still
theory.
believe Pluie is connected to the Switch 2 minigame that's gonna be in Castletown. But that's what I think. We'll just have to wait and see.
Pluie is the name of the vessel. I hope Mew Mew Dummy, the trans character, gets into Deltarune for completely just reasons, I swear.
We'll see. I mean, hey, TV World, Mew Mew Kissy Cutie is a show.
Oh my god. That's so true.
Could be though.
Oh my god. That didn't even occur to me as a possibility. Also find the theory that secret bosses are
Oh,
the most
yeah.
neglected object. Toriel does throw away a lot of yellow flowers. Alright,
Yeah, there was a theory I've seen
did.
going on by a few people that the flowers in the trash can are gonna be the secret boss.
Alright, but I actually saw a video the other day that was a theory that, how to draw dragons is gonna be the secret boss.
That's interesting. I think How to Draw Dragons is gonna show up as a gag again, but I don't think it's gonna be the secret boss.
Yeah, like it was an
'Cause
interesting
it's
concept.
not a discarded item. It's just like hiding on the shelf. You know, it's not like discarded.
Yeah, I mean, depends on your definition of discarded. You know, it's a book that was essentially stolen from the library and will never be returned.
Well, it was never returned to the library, but it's not been discarded. It's just on the bookshelf in a drawer or something. Whereas, like, you know, the flowers that keep getting thrown out are definitely like discarded. And also, let's be fair, a lot closer to the dog fountain.
Yeah.
So if you want to go,
Well, no, yeah, like I don't personally fully subscribe to the theory, but I thought it's interesting. An interesting perspective I hadn't heard before. Most people I feel like these days are like, it's gonna be friend inside me. It's gonna be Woody.
Like, listen, it's either gonna be something flower related or a cowboy. So
A flower cowboy. I'm calling it now.
there you go. Oh my god, and Flowey says howdy.
Oh my god, we figured it out.
It's gonna be Flowey. I'm calling it now. The secret boss is gonna be Flowey. He says howdy. He's your best friend. It's gotta be Flowey. I'm calling it now.
Oh my god.
Flowey is the friend inside us.
Wow. Why did you eat Flowey?
Don't ask questions.
Alright, Rousey is evil. I'm putting an F. I don't buy it.
Yeah, no, I don't buy it.
So Rousey is a girl, like
These next couple are really just
these are just headcanons.
I feel like.
But also, like, I feel like the Rousey equals
your
girl
headcanons.
was just people being like, but Rousey's really feminine, therefore he's actually a girl. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
There was no, like...
These are, the next three are kind of just headcanons.
Yeah.
Like, have your headcanons.
Yeah.
But that's not a theory.
That's not a theory, yeah. Theory, since Flowey says howdy, we could assume he's Texan, therefore making the whole underground Texas. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh my god, is Mount Ebott actually in Texas?
Holy crap.
This changes everything.
What I'm really excited for is that we'll get to see what really goes on inside Chris's home and what will go on with Chris and their brother. Spicy lore to be had. Let's go. Yeah, I'm really excited for Azrael content. Because I personally, I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think Azrael is dead. I think that's a weird theory. Doesn't really like. There's no
Rousey's
evidence.
Dust theory is definitely weird.
Yeah. Like, I could definitely see Des being dead. Like, Des dying makes sense. Azrael doesn't. Like, there's no evidence to support that. Like, everyone's like, he's at college. Like, why would they be lying?
Exactly, like...
Like, why would they do that?
Also, like, yeah, you could argue that that's the case just because, like, oh, Chris, don't worry about it, they're at college. But if that was the case, they wouldn't be lying in Chapter 2 in the grocery store when they don't realize Chris is now.
Yeah,
so...
But they were fully, like, having a conversation about Azrael coming home. Like, Azrael's coming home, he's gonna show up.
Azrael's not dead.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rousey is Chris's true soul?
I don't know what you're trying to say with that. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
Like there's definitely a connection between Ralphie and Chris in some way, but it's not. I don't know what that's supposed to be implying.
Yeah. Okay, but this one makes me want to say something. The Rousey Red Horns headband theory. I like this one, but I heard one recently that I like better. That Rousey is a drawing that Chris drew as a child of what they wanted to be. And they wanted to be more like their family, so like Rousey is based on a drawing that Chris made when they were little.
Yeah,
I like that a little bit
I like
more.
that idea. But I also like the Red Horns headband, so I put that one at like B.
Yeah. Like I'm not against this one. I just think the drawing one's a little bit cuter.
That is true. Yeah. I would agree.
Cause like a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, Rousey is Asriel. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. Rousey is the same age as Chris and Susie, visually. So, like, he's definitely his own entity. But also, I think it's more likely that he's like what Chris wanted to be. At least as a child.
But also, I want to bring up the fact that, like, I feel like you could also say that because Ralsei is like the only Darkgnaw specifically from the Grand Fountain.
Yeah.
Which is like made of pure darkness. It could apply to different rules. And Ralsei's not an object.
Well, yeah, I also agree with that one, honestly. But like, if Ralsei was an object, I think it's definitely
Ralsei has
like,
to be an object. Then I like those ideas. But I also feel
or maybe I just made up something like right now on the spot, and you can be like, that doesn't make sense, and I'm totally fine with it. Like, Ralsei's not an object, he's a wish that Chris made as a small child. So like, there's no physical manifestation. It was just it really
just depends on
something Ralsei was willed into existence.
You know? And like how long it's existed.
Yeah.
It really just depends on like what created the Grand Fountain.
Yeah.
Because going off of the next theory coming up, Ralsei could have just been made by Gaster.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. But yeah, next theory,
Okay, I watched a video the other day. I've been watching so many Deltran videos recently. Was a video about, wait, what was it? Let me look it up quick.
Was it the Cammy Boy G video that came out?
Was it? No, I don't remember. Give me a second. I'm checking my...
That was the theory that, Ralsei the Ghana.
Yes, that one. Okay, yeah, that was theory.
Yeah. I honestly like that theory.
Yeah, that one made me so sad though. Like the idea of Ralsei being the river person was so depressing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And, like, I kind of hate it.
I will say that's the one part of the theory I don't buy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that part.
The only connection there is the fact that they both wear a similarly colored cloak.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that needs to be the case for everything else in the theory to be true.
Also, it did make sense about Ralsei's sense of identity. Kind of like losing his purpose and becoming
also, like that's
nothing.
The most, like, in my opinion, that's the most far-fetched part of the theory, and also it doesn't need to be true for the rest of it to be true.
Yeah, it's true as well. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's really just like an added little thing to like try and bring Ralsei into Undertale, and I don't think you need to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely think Ralsei and Gaster are connected. I don't think Ralsei might necessarily be like knowingly working for Gaster. Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Ralsei's hiding so much. I don't think Ralsei's actually hiding that much. I think Ralsei just generally doesn't know that much. Like, Ralsei knows a lot, sure. But I don't think Ralsei's some mastermind. I think he's just, like, doing what he personally thinks is the right thing to do.
I mean, yeah. Like, I would argue that Ralsei's definitely still hiding a lot of things, but doesn't mean Ralsei's some evil mastermind or anything. But also, yes, Ralsei's absolutely working with Gaster in some way.
Oh, yeah. Put an A. I'll put an A only because, like, I don't think he's, like... Especially for subscribing to the Gaster as the villain theory, Ralsei's not evil.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
Okay, so
don't
this
know
is a
what this
specific
is. This is a
Rousey
specific
theory, yeah?
Rousey theory.
I'm gonna look it up real
Yeah.
quick. Let's see. It's Daisy Knows.
Yeah.
Daisy Knows Rousey. Rousey's true identity.
Oh.
It is a 10-minute video from 2 years ago.
Okay.
Can I get a Cliff Notes version? Reading the description real quick. Yeah. Oh, this also mentions the T theory, which is another theory
Oh yeah.
that I remember seeing in this list.
Yeah, the T theory is like about the character T's, right?
I think so.
Right, can I just say that my biggest gripe with the T theory, from what I know of it, is like I don't think Chris hates Rousey. Like I know a lot of people have been like going around me like, oh yeah, Chris actually hates Rousey and that's why the Rousey T doesn't really heal that much. But my personal take on that is not that Chris hates Rousey, but that like Chris has only known Rousey for a couple of days, like a day,
Well,
2
for
days.
literally like a day, one
Yeah,
day. This
like-
is day 2 of hanging out with Rousey.
Yeah, like it's not that Chris hates him, he just doesn't know them that well. They're becoming friends. Like, Rousey loves Chris and Susie because, like, they are his first friends and the first people to be nice to him, so of course he loves them. But, like, for Chris, Rousey's just some silly little guy that they just met. It's not hate, it's just like, I just met the guy. And like Chris has other friends, so like they don't like feel that much like a desperate need to be around Rousey, right? That's just a different dynamic. But like they don't hate Rousey. They're just becoming friends.
Okay, so I'm just like trying to like skim through the videos to try and figure out. I think this has to do with like Rousey in some way being Asriel.
I still don't buy the Rousey being Asriel.
Which like, yeah, there's the whole anagram thing,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's the case.
No.
Like, you know, if it is the case that Rousey is like a drawing that Chris made, it could be just be that like it's Chris is his drawing of being like Asriel,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think Rousey's Asriel, so I would
No.
say no.
Yeah. Sand to the Darkener.
Okay, so for one, Sans isn't the light world.
Yeah.
And isn't an object.
Yeah.
I believe that Sans is from Deltarune, but not a Darknar.
Yeah. Like, there's no evidence to support this.
Yeah.
Like, how could one come
Well,
to
there's
that
plenty
conclusion?
of evidence to support that Sans is from Deltarune. That doesn't mean he's Darknar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. There's no evidence that he's a Darkener.
So I'm gonna say no on that one.
Chris is Deltarune Kara.
I don't really know what to.
Besides
I mean,
the
I guess
color of the
technically
shirt.
considering, like, yeah, sure, Chris is the human child of Poyo and Asgore
I mean,
and sibling of Azriel in
yeah.
Deltarune, but like, so like, I guess yes, that's not
technically.
really. Like, is there any more to that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They have a knife. Technically, yeah, Chris is the Deltarune equivalent to Kara, but like, there's not really much else to say there, honestly.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Like,
like,
sure.
yeah, I guess. Potentially, like, yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. Secret bosses are the 7
Secret
deadly
bosses are-
sins. Interesting.
You could make an argument
Yeah.
for that, but again, we don't have enough to really like say that's
Yeah.
a pattern or not. It's similar to chess theory, in the fact that like we don't really have enough to prove
Yeah.
it one way or another. So I don't know.
I'm gonna put that in D. Like, I don't dislike it, but like we don't have
Yeah.
enough evidence to support it.
Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to make a 7 deadly sins connection when you only have 2 of the 7 characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is an interesting one. Spamton's the Undertale raw number caller. I've not heard that before.
I mean, considering that Spamton's whole thing is that he was talking to Gaster on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and the raw number call is someone asking for G
Yeah.
before realizing they called the wrong number. It
Yeah.
could be,
It honestly could be.
but also
But it feels kind
Spamton's
of like
not
a...
a
Yeah.
monster that would have been in the underground, so
Yeah. Like, I feel like it would be
I
Easter
don't-
egg if anything, but like also not really. I don't know.
like if Spamton was a light bulb who could have possibly been in
Yeah.
the underground, then sure, but because like you know there's like it's proven
Mhm.
through like it's a fact that the holidays were in Undertale,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but they're lightners, they're monsters
Yeah.
from the light world, but Spamton's not. So as far as it is, and as much as there is kind of a connection there, Spamton wouldn't be in Undertale.
Yeah. I'll put that enough.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna say no to that one.
Yeah. Susie's from a human community. I've heard this one. I like this one actually.
I've heard it, but again, that's right now that's more of a headcanon than anything. We don't
Yeah,
really
I
have
do
any
agree with that.
evidence.
There's not really any evidence to it, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
Because then it could kind of... Or more so than this, I kind of like... I guess it's connected to this. That Susie and Chris knew each other when they were younger.
Yeah.
Like,
But
they have some
again,
sort of a
that's still
connection.
more headcanon than anything.
Yeah, but like
at
it
this
feels
moment.
like right now, yes, but I feel like that could make sense to be developed further later.
It could, yeah, but again, we don't have any
Yeah.
evidence other
Yeah.
than the fact that Susie has bullied Chris, but that doesn't mean they've known each other for a while necessarily.
I think Susie's half human also kind of goes into headcanon territory for
Oh,
now.
that's absolutely
Yeah.
also headcanon. There's no
There's
evidence
not
of
really
that.
any evidence of that. Susie has a bad home life. This one is more than just headcanon.
This one's just purely based on the fact that like she doesn't seem to eat very well,
But
and
also,
she doesn't call her parents when she's asked to.
yeah. But
So
like,
there's evidence.
yeah, there's evidence.
I would put it in C or B just because I feel like it's likely, just based on the evidence we have, but we
Mhm.
also don't know much
Yeah.
yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. Susie Resist the Player is honestly, I would put S because
Yeah.
she does that all the time
all the
in
time.
both
Like
chapter
that's
1
that's
and 2.
literally her thing.
So yes.
And Susie will do her own thing no matter what. Yeah. Toriel is homophobic. Where did this come from? Why is this a theory?
Okay, so I do know. Mainly it comes from the fact that one, Toriel is a religious mother
Yeah.
in a small town.
Okay. I mean, sure.
And also the fact that, and also the fact that in chapter 1 you can look at Alphys's desktop background, and it's a picture of 2 hot male monsters from an anime.
Yeah.
And then in chapter 2, it's changed. Toyel seemingly changes it
Oh.
between chapters. And it's also just the fact that like she always asks Alphys about how Chris is doing and stuff, which means like she might not fully get what's going on with Chris.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I honestly, as much as I would hate having that be the case, just because Toriel is a fun character, it's likely.
Oh my gosh.
It's likely
I
to be
don't
the
like
case
that.
to an extent.
I feel like she's
Well,
not
guess what?
homophobic,
Chapter
she just
3
doesn't
is
get
definitely
it.
gonna have some amount of conflict with Toriel.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'll put it in B.
So I would put it B.
Yeah.
I would put it S, but not B.
You know,
Like,
I'll
I very much
compromise
think that's gonna
and
be
put it in
some
A.
form the case.
I'll put it in A.
Yes.
Dane.
Like, I very much believe that Toriel will play some form of antagonistic role in Chapter 3.
I mean, yeah, I feel like she's just gonna be like
But again,
overbearing
we
mom.
don't know what Toriel's role is gonna be. We haven't seen anything of
Yeah.
Toriel in Chapter 3 yet.
Yeah,
so...
yeah, like, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see how Chapter 3 goes with Toriel stuff. Like, I just don't want
Yeah.
Chapter 3 to make people hate on Toriel more. I like Toriel. I love her. I don't want
Listen, Toriel can,
bad stuff
Toriel
to
can
happen with
change.
Toriel.
She can get developed. She can develop as a
Yeah,
character.
I
She can
hope that
learn
happens.
the errors of her ways.
Yeah.
It's Pride Month. This is the perfect opportunity for her to go and get the character off.
Oh my gosh, so true. So true. Toriel kills Undyne in Chapter 3, and no, I don't...
No. That is pure based off the idea that you would manipulate Toriel in a weird route.
Yeah, but
which
there's
I don't think is gonna be
no...
the case,
There's
so,
no actual weird route in Chapter 3. Like, again, for anyone in chat who didn't hear me say this earlier, it's partially my take, but also partially that I see as canon. There's no weird route without Noelle. The weird route is directly connected to Noelle, so if Noelle's not in the chapter, there won't be a direct weird route. There'll be weird route connections in Chapter 3, like there's gonna be some sort of choice-based something, but it's not gonna be the weird route. Like, because the weird route is like a video game glitch, and that's Noelle's thing. So only chapters that feature Noelle will contain a weird route.
In Chapter 4, Alphys' computer background will change back to Hotmail monsters.
Heck yeah.
I hope so.
And the best part will be Toriel who changes it back, but it'll be two different monsters, and that was like, what?
Let's go! Anyway, Undyne and Napstablook being in Chapter 3, I feel like Undyne's more likely than Napstablook.
I just want Napstablook.
But I would love both there.
I really want more Napstablook content. I love Napstablook.
I would love it if both of them come in, but I feel like it's more likely that it'll only be one. But who knows?
I'm gonna put them in A.
I would put Napstablook in B. Just because I feel like if it's only one, it's more likely to be Undyne, but I'd like it to be both. Okay? Okay. Okay. I would say B. Just because, again, like, I would like it to be both. Ideally, it's both. But if it's one, it's more likely to be Undyne than Napstablook, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe, but like Napstablook. What if what if it's just an Napstablook? How would you react?
I would be pleasantly surprised. I would be pleasantly surprised, but also a little sad we don't get Undyne in the Dark World.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with
Especially
that.
considering in Chapter 1 and 2, you're able to talk to Undyne about the Dark Worlds.
Yeah.
So, like, it definitely feels like the tires were slashed and, the door was left open so Undyne could find the Dark World.
Yeah. Also, hello, welcome to stream, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, boy. Alright, Chris is Deltarune Frisk. I mean...
That's literally
only
just
in
like,
the sense
that Chris is a human.
They're a playable character. Yeah, playable human.
As
Yeah.
the main... headcanon?
It's kind of a headcanon.
I guess, like...
Like, I mean... I think
Oh,
some
and here we
people
again.
are a
We
little
moved
bit
Latoya
too.
on
Oh yeah,
Latoya.
no.
Real
Sorry,
quick,
can
is that
I?
an app?
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, no, what were you saying?
No, I was saying that I think some people are a little bit too obsessed with making everything connected to Undertale, forgetting that Deltarune is still technically its own game. Not only that, but like Deltarune conceptually came first. So if anything, they're the Deltarune version, the Undertale version of Deltarune characters, not the other way around.
Yeah. Also, I would like to say I read a 300-page theory on why the vessel is the knight, and it actually makes a lot of sense, and so I put it in A tier.
That's a lot of
I
pages.
have not read that 300-page theory, oh my god.
That's kind of terrifying, but I have a lot of respect for it.
I have a lot of respect for it, but like, our argument was really just the fact that we don't know enough about the vessel to make any discernible
I think the person
decision
who
on
wrote
what it is.
I think the person who wrote 300 pages might know more about the vessels than we do, to be fair.
I would hope so, honestly.
Oblivion
Oh, it's
Theory.
Oblivion Theory. I've heard of that, actually.
Oblivion Theory might be in here,
Oh, I think
actually.
I watched a video on
yeah,
it.
it's
I
right
don't
here, it's
remember,
right here, it's right here, Oblivion Theory. I don't know what it
Okay.
is, though.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like I
Deltarune
definitely
Theory
watched
novel.
it. I watched a video about it. Yeah, the Deltarune Theory novel. I mean, basically, yeah. I definitely watched a video that talked about the Oblivion Theory.
It sounds familiar,
But yeah,
but I
again,
don't
like,
remember.
I'm sure there's some evidence you could make for the vessel being important in some way, but again, my personal opinion is we simply don't know enough
Yeah.
to make any kind of decision on what the vessel is gonna do. It's definitely gonna be important,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know. The knight feels like a weird choice for the
Yeah.
vessel to be. In my opinion, but again, I haven't read the 300-page theory, so I don't know.
As we do know about how the meta-narrative of Undertale is closely related to and how Undertale expands on the meta-narrative. I mean... Yeah?
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I did watch a video at some point about Oblivion Theory. I remember doing that. It's been a while and I don't remember the details. Actually, I think I do remember, because I feel like I remember downloading the Google Doc of Oblivion Theory and not reading the whole thing.
Because it's 300 pages. Alright, actually,
It's a lot.
Can you send it to me? I actually kind of want to read it. That unironically might be
Yeah,
how
feel
I
free to-
spend my lunch break at work today.
Yeah, no, you can put that in the weebab.exe
Yeah,
Discord.
if you're in my Discord server, please drop a link. I actually really want to read it.
Well, there you go. You can tell me all about it.
Well, I will. Undertale Sans is from Deltarune. Yeah.
Okay, well, real quick. Do we want to put an extra category here for theories we just don't know?
You know, that's a good
Because
idea.
Oblivion Theory is gonna come up, and we don't really know
yeah.
enough about it. So let's do that, just to make it a little easier for us, so I don't have to keep trying to find the theories. It's just so those can be theories we can go check out later.
I cannot type. Oh, why did it do that?
Oh my god.
You know, I'm gonna keep it like that.
the
That's
heck?
cursed. Now it's like a little snail.
In fact, with the vessel specifically, skipping 30 pages of justification, we can treat it as a parallel to Kara. Basically how Toby Fox set up their narrative surrounding character creation. Okay, yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah. I'll send it. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, a theory, I don't know if it's in this tier list, but a theory I really like is that Gaster is going to play a similar role to Flowey, where Flowey played the role of being a parallel of players constantly playing games to find themes until they don't see any value in anything anymore.
Oh yeah, I like that theory a
Gaster
lot.
plays the parallel role of being someone who tries to find tries so hard to find secrets that they break the game in order to find them. And that will be what Gaster's role is like calling out people who break the game in order to find secrets.
Yeah.
Hence,
like that.
Hence the weird route, you know?
Yeah.
Where you're literally breaking the game to find secrets, quote unquote.
Yeah, I like that actually. That's one of my favorite theories.
Yeah, if that's in here, I would put that in S.
Yeah, that's like one of the best ones.
I don't know if it's gonna be there or not.
Terra is a narrative device that is discarded until the end of the game, along with the vessel, with its ties to Gaster given a dark yet darker thing, but its connection to the fountains. Fountains only showed up as soon as the game started. Yeah. You know, I do agree with that.
And I mean, yeah, I also, obviously, I really like the idea that Gaster's experiments are about Dark Worlds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, so there's no doubt
Gaster
about that
being
one.
shattered across time and space was like going into a Dark World or something. Possibly the Grand Fountain.
Yes. Oh, it's the Grand Fountain Gaster? Is Gaster the Grand Fountain all along? Holy crap.
Oh my god, that's gotta be the case.
Alright, but Undertale Sans is from Deltarune. I feel like that just makes sense.
X.
Yeah, that's S
I
tier.
100% believe that.
Yeah. Like, again, it's not that, Undertale Sans came to Deltarune, it's the other way around. Because actually, connected to that, I think that Undertale...
Sans is from Deltarune, and his real name is not Sans Undertale, it is actually Sans Deltarune.
Yes, his name is Sans Deltarune.
That is his true name.
Because I'm doing a very abridged version of the theory here. Because it's not F tier, bump it. Alright, you know what?
You know what? We'll bring it up to D. Just
free.
We'll bring it up at least to D, just because we'll give it that there's some possibility. We just don't know enough.
Sans brother isn't what? I don't like this. I don't like
the
F tier.
That we haven't heard the name Papyrus, and we haven't seen him yet. Although there is the line, the faint rustle of bones.
Yeah,
so I think it's probably Papyrus.
It's literally, why would it not be Papyrus? Like, that upsets me deeply. What do you mean?
Purely for the joke of it being we haven't seen or heard the name Papyrus yet.
Alright, I'm just throwing it out there. If at some point in chapters, like, in chapter 4, or in a future chapter, if we meet Sans brother and he's a different skeleton with a different font name, I will cry.
That I would honestly love that. That would be so funny.
The ultimate betrayal. You don't even understand.
It's like, oh hey there, my name's Calibri.
No.
Nice to meet you.
I hate that so much.
Prunzel. Oh my god, it's Prunzel.
Not Prunzel.
I love Prunzel. Prunzel's my favorite Undertale character.
Oh my god.
Or should I say, Deltarune character?
Holy crap. Prunzel was a Deltarune character all along. Okay, but regarding Prunzel, can you imagine if, like, Prunzel just, like, shows up in Deltarune?
Like, someone starts talking off screen, but then the text box is just is blank with a faint red glow. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god. "300 pages despite a vessel being the night just makes shit." I really need to read this theory now. I'm so curious.
Yeah, no. I will probably see if I can find a video on it again. I don't know if I want to read the whole 300 pages, but I definitely have watched a video about it before, so I need to find that again. Soul is the player, that's S.
Oh yeah, why would it not be? That feels like canon.
The Soul is definitely the player.
Yeah. Wait, Soul's not the player.
Oh, not the player.
Oh, that means not the player.
I just did
Who is it? Who is it?
Well,
not the
okay,
player.
I
Who
can
is
see
it?
the argument that we're like that it's just Chris's soul that we're taking control of. But like,
But then why would they
that would
rip it
still
out and put it in a
technically mean
cage?
the player's
They're ripping
soul.
it out and
Yes,
putting
like,
it in a cage. Why would you do that to your own soul?
Well, if we're controlling it, then they need to do that in order to get control of themselves again, you know? But, I mean,
I kind of like
if the
theory.
argument is that it is just Chris's soul that we're controlling, I will put that in at least D.
Yeah, I like the theory that Chris
really
doesn't have a soul, or
just...
they lost their soul in some capacity, and so like the new soul is just like a replacement.
Yeah.
Like because Chris didn't have one, a new one was able to enter them.
Yeah, hold on, the soul may not be the player directly, but instead a tool to manifest the player as well. Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
I think
guess.
it's still very much likely that the soul could just be Chris's soul that we're controlling.
Maybe.
As opposed to like they got a new soul. Like, I don't think there's two souls.
Wait,
or,
I
God
don't think
forbid,
there's
3.
two souls, but I don't know.
Like,
My
I think it's
headcanon
definitely
is
just one soul that either is the player or is being controlled by the player.
My headcanon is that our soul forcefully overwrote the soul Chris already had. That's interesting.
Maybe, but that would also mean that there would technically be two souls, which I guess could be the case.
Overwrote, as in like
I would
Chris's soul doesn't exist anymore. It's been replaced.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's
like, I'm not
equally
against...
likely that it's either that or just that we're controlling Chris's soul.
Yeah, I'm not personally against the two-soul theory, in that I think Chris either lost their soul or didn't have a soul at all, or something happened that caused
I don't think
the player...
Chris would just straight up not have a soul at all.
Yeah, I don't think that specifically. I think something happened,
maybe,
like they lost
again,
it, maybe in the bunker.
In that bunker.
Yeah, something happened in that bunker.
We don't know.
Because I think the way...
But yeah, no, I would say C is good.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking now about like how Chris is described by other characters and how characters see Chris. And like weird Chris is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
up.
the fact that like Chris is different because the player is controlling them.
Yeah, Chris has changed. And it has direct connections to like what happened to their soul. But like, when specifically did that change happen?
That, like, if you think about it, at the very start of the game, at the start of the Ghana Maker, we're talking to Gaster, and the red soul is like summoned.
Yeah. So yeah, the red soul is not Chris.
Yeah.
The red soul is
I don't know.
in some capacity.
That also means it would be the player. So like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Alright, wait. Alright, here's my new theory. Because we consider stuff from, Noel's blog as canon.
Yes.
After whatever happened in the bunker, that involved Des, and Azrael and everyone, is that not when Chris started to act different? Like, Chris loses their soul in some capacity in the bunker, and it becomes quieter and more weird. Like I think the way Chris was described before then, like past Chris, was more of like a silly, goofy little guy who like plays pranks, and then Chris got quiet. Well, I think that's when Chris lost their soul. Like lost their soul in the bunker, and then the red soul was summoned at the beginning of the game, and then now Chris is being controlled. Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. That's my theory. That's my theory. That something had to change the way Chris's personality is.
I mean, yeah.
If the Chris we hear about and the Chris we play as feel like different people.
Yeah. But then again, there's also plenty of like dialogue options in like chapter 2 specifically.
Well, yeah, but those are dialogue
that very
options.
much shows that Chris is still Chris.
Yeah, but
At
because
least in
those are
some
dialogue
form.
options, Chris can't make those choices. We choose to be Chris-like. That's us
true.
choosing to make the Chris-like answer. Chris has no control over that because
I
Chris
guess.
wouldn't make those answers.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Okay, well, what's our next theory here?
Alright, our next theory is Rousey is the final boss. Or no, Rasley. Rasley is the final boss.
I think that's a typo.
I know, I'm joking. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
like-
not Rousley.
Okay, but I would say I very much like the idea that Rousey is the final boss of the weird route.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Gaster's
But
the
again,
true
it's
final
also
boss.
very like that Gaster could be the final boss.
Yeah,
of the
I
weird route.
I
don't know.
really want Gaster to properly show up. I want to see Gaster.
I would put this in B, honestly, because
Yeah.
I think it's very likely, but it's also very likely that Rousey's like a boss near the end, but not the actual like last boss.
Yeah.
So like Rousey's definitely gonna be a boss in the weird route. I'm calling it now,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know about the final boss necessarily. That would probably be someone else.
Chris is a vessel. I kind of like this one, actually.
I would say no.
I
Well,
like
technically,
it.
if you think about it,
It
like,
depends on your
we're using Chris as a
definition
vessel
of a
for our
vessel.
soul.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a vessel, like the God Maker vessel, no. The vessel gets discarded and replaced instead of. So we could be Chris instead.
Yeah. So hello, welcome to
So,
stream.
like-
Welcome. Yeah, again, I think it depends on your definition of a vessel.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's
in the
a body
most
without a
literal
soul
sense,
that is
yeah, we're
controlled by a
technically using Chris
soul.
as a vessel, but
Yeah, a vessel is just a
like
body
in the most
that is
literal
being
sense,
controlled.
yes. But
And
in
that
terms
is
of
what
like
is happening.
in-game like God Maker vessel, no. So I'm gonna say this is probably the more like God Maker vessel. So I would say no.
Chris is announced vessel is a blank slate with no personality. Chris already has a personality. I mean, yes, but again, if you go with the theory that like Chris had a personality and then lost their soul and has a new soul put into them.
But either way, it's like Chris is not
Like,
a
Chris-
God Maker vessel.
Yeah, Chris
Chris
isn't
is
a
a vessel
Donner
in
Maker
like
vessel.
the literal sense
Yeah,
of like you're using Chris as a vessel, but
yeah,
not a God Maker vessel, which is what I'm assuming this is referring to.
yeah.
So no, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
F on that one.
All right. Like my only argument here is that Chris isn't a vessel as in a Goner Maker vessel, but Chris is a person who became a vessel.
Oh,
Chris-
no, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make Chris a God Maker vessel. So.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say Goner Maker vessel, just a vessel. Also,
Well,
there's a lag.
It
Oh
doesn't
no.
specify. So like, and every other reference to the vessel in this tier list is just said vessel, not God Maker vessel. So I'm gonna assume, based off how things are written here, just saying vessel is referring to God Maker vessel.
I guess, whatever. Oh, we have so many theories to get through.
Yeah.
Alright, true name. I don't know what this is referring to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
don't know
heard
what
of
that
one.
reference is. Also,
We're gonna
Penumbra
be more
Phantasm.
lenient with putting things that don't know. if we
This
don't know
one
what it
I
is.
know is a reference to Homestuck.
Okay.
So I don't know a
I'm
lot
pretty sure
about it.
Toby Fox confirmed in an interview that there's gonna be no Homestuck songs in Deltarune.
Okay,
So that's an F, because it's been
It's an
confirmed
F,
to not be the
okay.
case.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
But that means no
Megalovania will be in
Megalovania.
Deltarune. I'm putting that in S.
But
I very much
Megalovania,
want Megalovania
but
to show up.
you're contradicting yourself. Megalovania was in Homestuck, wasn't it?
That's different, because Megalovania has been in all of Toby Fox's books.
I mean, I guess that's true.
It's not specifically a Homestuck song.
I suppose.
It was in Halloween Hack. It was in Undertale.
Yeah.
It's Toby Fox's signature. It's gotta be there somewhere. But also because I really want a Megalovania with the freedom motif in it.
Oh my god, that would be so peak.
Which actually reminds me, now I'm thinking about it. I don't want Welsky to be the final boss of the Weird Route. I want Susie to be the final boss of the Weird Route.
Oh, you know what?
And I want Susie to have a freedom motif Megalovania.
You know what? That would be actually so peak. That would be so good. You have converted me.
I very much want. This is purely my headcanon, to be fair. If anything, I really want Megalovania to have the freedom motif added onto it and to be Susie's boss theme.
The freedom motif and the Susie motif.
Exactly. Because also, did you know that in the older versions of Megalovania, it had a different intro to it? With this low droning kind of guitar sound, which is very similar sounding to Susie's theme.
Holy crap. Oh, it's confirmed.
So,
I've been converted. That is
exactly.
Wow.
This is my crack theory.
You've changed my life just now.
My crack theory is that I want Susie to get a freedom motif Megalovania as the final boss of the Weird Route.
Holy crap, yeah, that's too peak. That has to be canon.
Yes.
You can't change my mind on this one now.
Yes. There you go. Megalo Strike Back will be in Deltarune. That's the headcanon. That song has no connection to any games that Toby Fox has made. It's just a song he made for an album.
Okay. Deltarune will have 10 chapters.
Oh, I was gonna say headcanon, because, it's fun idea, but there's no evidence for it.
This one? I mean, technically, there's evidence.
No. I was saying Megalo Strike Back.
Oh, okay. Alright, sorry. I was bouncing. I was like, what do you mean? Oh.
But Deltarune have 10 chapters is based on the fact that in the files, there are numbers for the chapters that go from 0 to 10. The number icon that's used for the chapter numbers has images for 0 to 10.
Yeah.
However, that probably is just a font thing more than anything. I don't think it's gonna have. I think we're gonna just have 7 chapters, unless of course we get a fucking prequel chapter 0, because there's also a 0 in there. So I don't think so. I would put that in F. Maybe D, just for the possibility that could be the case, but I don't think it's likely.
I like the idea of a prequel chapter, actually.
I do like the idea of a chapter 0, but I don't think we're gonna get 10 chapters.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get 10 chapters. I think 7 chapters is just it's gonna be 7 chapters, but a prequel will be cool.
Humanity will be gone before chapter 10. Well, chapter 7. Okay. Toby Fox has said that now after chapter 3 and 4 come out, chapters will be a lot faster to release.
Yeah.
So I personally think we're gonna get them yearly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Here on out.
Just so crazy
chapter
to
5
think
is
about.
already halfway through production, at least.
Yeah.
So now that he has
alright, but
his
my
full team
question,
put together,
do you think it'll be chapter 5 and 6 together? Or 5 and then 6 and then 7?
I think it'll be individual chapter releases.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Because again, Toby Fox said that he didn't want to have really as long of a wait between chapters now, and if you have to do an extra 2 chapters at a time. Plus, if we got chapter 5 and 6 together, then it would just be chapter 7 at the end. So I think it's even better to just go one at a time from here on out.
We're gonna get exponential chapter speed growth. We're getting 2,048 chapters by 2032. What? That's terrifying.
Oh god, it will never end.
Like, I'm so excited for the secret boss for chapter 1599, where it's just like Green Spamton. Green Spamton, but
Yes.
upside down.
Yes. Love that. I can't
the
wait for
tiny
just
bit
alternate,
of chapter.
totally
Wow,
not Spamton.
that is terrifying. Rudy will die.
I feel like that's
mean,
fairly likely.
It's fairly likely. Like,
I would put that in A. I think it's
Like,
very
I don't-
likely to happen.
it's one of those things where I don't necessarily want Rudy to be just a plot device, but I also think that's a good catalyst for
Yeah.
Noelle
Yeah.
doing something that she shouldn't.
Like, I unfortunately do think it's quite
Yeah,
likely.
like I don't like it, but I think it makes sense.
Oh, same, yeah, like...
Green Spamton but upside down had the top 3 most interesting character arcs in the entire game. So true.
Do you even Deltarune?
This is in the bunker. I mean, I feel like that to me feels canon. Because both of these feel canon.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I'm excited about chapter E plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 8, 8, 6, 5, where
I'm so
the boss
scared.
would just be Hatsune Miku as an orange. Oh my god. I can't wait for infinite chapters of Deltarune, to be honest.
Don't you mean Hatsune Mikan?
Okay, what's politics theory?
I not heard of that one before. I'm kind of scared of it. I feel like it probably has something
feel
to
like
do
I-
with the mayor, though.
Hang on a second. Deltarune.
The politics
Politics
theory is
theory,
that
let's
the
say.
reason
No,
that
you know what, just
Toriel
about-
and Toriel and
Oh!
Asgore
This theory...
broke up is because
Okay, so this theory
Toriel
has
is
to do
a
with the secret
Republican.
bosses. This has to do
What?
with the secret bosses, actually.
Oh?
It's an image someone posted on Deltarune
Mm-hmm.
that's saying that like each secret boss is gonna be will have a different like political ideology of sorts.
Oh.
With like Jevil being very much like an anarchist
Mm-hmm.
in a way, and Spamton being very much like a capitalist.
Okay.
Like very much like one is chaos, one is like.
Alright,
a
what is
businessman.
Woody's political alignment?
I don't know. I mean, this post just has like a couple different like types of political ideology as like an idea of like what
Yeah.
other ones could be, but obviously we have no idea. So I don't know. This one's similar to a lot of the other theories we've said where we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have enough. It's the same as the 7 deadly sins, honestly. We're like, well, don't know. We know
Yeah,
what the
I
theory
mean, I
is.
feel like I put it
like-
in F. It doesn't really. I don't think there's gonna be a lot much like politics in Deltarune, personally.
Well,
it
not
doesn't
even,
really-
not even politics. It's
Not
just, it's
politics,
like
yeah. It just
the
doesn't really.
it's like the ideologies of the secret bosses. And
Yeah,
again,
it
we don't have
feels like a
enough
stretch,
to go off
yeah.
of that yet.
It feels like too much of a stretch
So,
right
like-
now. Also, in chat, I don't know what the evidence for them being in the bunkers. We basically have no info about the bunker other than it being spooky and loosely related to Gaster. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the main thing is the way Chris reacts to it.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something to do with
Chris
that, but we don't
has
know
some
yet.
sort of connection to the bunker. Chris is afraid of the bunker. And we
Like,
don't
it's
know
another
why,
unfortunate... like, another unfortunate truth is just we don't know yet.
but... Yeah, we don't know, but we
Like-
have a good idea. Like, there's something
we have
going
the
on there.
very start of a storyline going.
Yeah.
And that's it. So
Yeah, it's
it's
a
kind of hard to
spark,
make theories
but-
when we literally have
Yeah.
one interaction related to the bunker right now.
But considering the Gaster connection and Chris being afraid of it, I feel like something definitely went down there.
Yeah.
And wasn't there a Noelle thing? Don't we get a canon mention of Noelle related to the bunker? Am I hallucinating?
Wait, what?
Wasn't there a story in, like, Noelle's blog? Or am I making this up? Am I getting my theories mixed up with canon evidence?
I don't think that was a thing. I think you might just be thinking... I mean... Going on in the forest, wasn't that part of the Chapter 2 sequence? Or am I mixing that up as well?
Now I'm confused. I thought there was a story where Noelle, Des, Azriel, and Chris were exploring.
Yes,
and something happened. I thought that was connected to the bunker. Was that not the bunker that they were exploring?
Well, no, it wasn't confirmed that they were exploring the bunker. I'm just trying to remember where that was. Was that in Chapter 2, or was that in the blog?
I thought it was in the blog.
It was one of the two. It's definitely a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're not hallucinating that.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was the bunker. It makes the most sense to me.
It's very likely to be the bunker just because they're exploring the forest, and like what? And like
I feel like if you also apply like kid logic, like if you lived in a town that had a mysterious bunker, would you not want to go in? And it's absolutely a thing
it was
kids
in
would
Chapter
do.
2 when they were exploring the graveyard.
Oh,
okay, but if you think about it, the forest by the graveyard is pretty close to where the bunker is.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but like,
so, like,
if you were a kid and you live in a town that has a mysterious bunker, would you not go in? You would absolutely go in.
Yeah. And again, like we just said, it's close. It's enough to the graveyard that if they were hanging out in the graveyard and then they started exploring the forest, they'd probably run into the bunker.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, what theory are we talking about?
Des and Gaster in the bunker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think those are very likely, but...
Yeah. I personally think they are S tier. You know, message about the bunker. I've seen your messages. I just personally... My personal theory. I personally see it. Like, I guess the only way I could argue it is that only argument I could make against these is that they're not in the bunker, they're literally in the code. If we're going device theory, then they're in the code. But like...
Yeah, I mean...
But
again,
is the
like,
bunker
obviously,
an entryway
I think it's
into
very likely
the code?
that the bunker's important, but again, we don't know. We have barely any info to go off of. We simply want it to be the case.
Yeah. Not nearly enough evidence. The S tier. S tier is basically canon. This is my tier list.
I mean, I guess we can move it down to A.
I'll put Des in A. Because I think Des is in
Des
the code.
can be an A. Gastos definitely has to do with the bunker because of the audio that plays.
Yeah, Des, we can say Des might not be in the bunker anymore. She might be, because I think she's in the code. He's literally in the code of the game.
Yeah.
But I think Gaster...
But Gastos definitely.
That's Gaster's house. You open the door to the bunker and there's like a couch and like a fridge. And he's just like vibing.
He's like a couch, a fridge, a TV. You just find him like sitting on the couch in like a bathrobe.
Like, hey kids.
Just watching the news and just like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Delphin will have one ending. This one.
Now, okay,
right.
I know that Toby Fox has said countless times that there's only one ending.
However,
I don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't believe him either. No, because the way I see it, there is one canon ending the weird root is not supposed to happen, therefore the weird root is a separate thing. The weird root ending is a thing.
I could see the weird root having a similar ending to the general run of Undertale, sort of, because in the sense that, like, in Undertale, the general one doesn't have an ending.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It stops.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be something like that. I could see that.
Yeah, like I think it's similar to that. Like, there's only one actual ending. There's only supposed to be one ending. But, well, actually, I have another idea. I just came up with another idea off the top of my head just now.
Deltoon definitely will have one ending. I think. I just think that. Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just think that what you do will reimagine the ending in completely different contexts. I can see that. I can definitely see that being the case.
Yeah, and I like that.
But also, I feel like the weird root will have something different that just won't be an ending necessarily.
Yeah, see, my theory that I just came up with is that there's only supposed to be one ending. However, we've considered that the whole game is about choices and whether or not your choices matter. Gaster has one ending, but you don't have to go along with Gaster's ending. You can make the characters come to their own ending. You can choose to follow the path that was set for you, or make your own ending. I think the characters will be given the option to change their fate if they so choose.
This is similar to the ending of Chapter 1.
So you can follow the canon ending, or...
Either way, it ends the same with you stealing the fountain, but the immediate events leading up to it are wildly different. Yeah, like, no matter what you do, it'll have the same ending, but it'll either be super satisfying or a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Depending on how you actually do it.
I don't know. I like the idea because of the choice thing. I like the idea that the characters will get to choose their own ending rather than following Gaster's design. I think there's gonna come to a point where Gaster's design goes against what the characters want, and they'll fight against it.
Well, that could also be the case where, like, no matter what you do, you go against the design. Well, like, no matter what, you either defiantly go against Gaster and make the world better, or you just ruin everything and Gaster's mad at you or whatever, you know?
Maybe.
But I think it could very much be likely that no matter what, you go against Gaster.
Maybe.
You know? So I could see that being the case. Of course, if Gaster is, like, the main antagonist, we will see it.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see.
I would put Deltoon will have one ending in B?
C? C or B?
I could see it, because, like, C.
Okay, yeah. I agree. Who is Des? I've never played Deltarune. Who is Des? Des is December Holiday, who is, Noelle's older sister who has gone missing.
And that is all we have.
That's basically all we know about her. There's a lot of theories, but that's actually the only, like, actual information we have. She is Noelle's older sister, and she is missing.
Yes.
Chris is dead.
I think Gaster's doing this entire thing as an experiment more than anything else. If we're going through the route of Gaster setting it all up and being the man behind everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like the man always says, this experiment is very, very interesting.
And I think we get into it later.
You know?
But, the idea that there's, like, a time loop going on. Like, Gaster's just, like, keep resetting. Yeah,
because what could be more interesting to experiment with than an entity as elusive as the player? The same entity you've been recorded, bending the rules of time and space, yeah? No matter what you do, Gaster will be okay with it, as as his experimentation. I mean, yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be like. I mean, I guess I did say he would be mad at you for ruining it, but like, he doesn't necessarily have to be mad about it. Just find it interesting, you know?
Yeah, I just find it interesting. Like, I don't think Gaster, like, feels human emotions. Gaster has surpassed all of those things. Gaster is almost like a god at this point.
Yeah.
Gaster is God. Also,
There you
Chris's
go.
dead
There's your
theory.
This would just mean that, like, you know, because Chris doesn't have a soul, or like they lost
You
their
know,
soul,
I
they're technically dead.
kinda like that. I'm gonna admit, I kinda like this
Yeah.
theory. Like, not
Yeah.
like as in I'm happy about it, but it makes sense. It's kind of interesting.
I would put it in B.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, like, technically, if you think about it, yeah, I could see it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Kinda reminds me of the Frisk is dead theory in Undertale.
Yeah,
Kind of a similar vibe.
yeah, pretty much.
I think Frisk is dead makes more sense than Chris is dead, but I can see both. Only because, like, Frisk has
the whole
no...
Chris is dead theory is basically just it's all a dream theory kind of thing. Like, it's kind of that sort of thing, which is kind of blind. So I don't think it's the case in Undertale, but
yeah, I don't know.
there's definitely evidence you could point towards it being the case for Chris.
I guess that's true. It's more so because, like, Frisk has no personality, whereas Chris does.
Yeah, but that's more or less just like a silent protagonist kind of thing.
I guess that's true. That's true.
And also, you could definitely discern some amount of personality from like the act options that Frisk has.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
In Undertale.
I guess that's true.
But Frisk is absolutely meant to just be like a blank slate, silent protagonist kind of character.
Yeah, I guess
way more
that's
than
true.
Chris.
Oh yeah.
You know, Chris is definitely like an actual character.
Mm-hmm. Children will have multiple endings.
Honestly, put that right next to one ending. I think they're both like equally likely.
Yes.
Because like basically how we were wording it could be seen as one or multiple.
Yeah.
Technically. I don't know what choice theory is. I'm gonna Google that one real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it has to do with the whole choices don't matter kind of thing.
Probably. Let's see. Well, I just looked up the right choice theory, which I assume is the same thing. This theory doesn't have anything to do with what choices are right or wrong, but rather what the literal right-hand side choice aces mean and how they are actually what Chris wants to say. My theory is that the right-hand side options are always what Chris actually wants to say in each scenario, while the left choices are not.
Interesting.
As opposed to a simple yes or no prompts, if you look through the game within this mindset, you get a very good idea of what kind of person the real Chris is, and how they feel about things and characters. But before that, let me explain this evidence. Most of it is from Chapter 2, where characters actually comment on what and how Chris says. My first and strongest one, also the one that inspired this theory, is just after the Spampton fight, where Susie asks Chris if they're alright.
That one.
And you can say yes or no. With yes, yes on the left and no on the right. If we say a no, then Chris is free to panic. And if we say a yes, then Chris is visibly holding it in. This further proves we are separate from Chris, but we already knew that. Next is when we're about to play the game against Queen for the first time, and we talk to Welsie. We're asked about our affinity for video games, and we are given the choices of games are my life and games are not my life, in that order. Saying yes, Chris sounds monotone and unconvincing, which everyone points out. And then when you say no, it's received like a normal statement. Unfortunate. The video game protagonist isn't into video games.
No.
There are many other ways, like this, like this, and they give different insights into Chris's mind. This is actually really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of really like this. What the heck?
Yeah, I would put this in like A or B, honestly.
Yeah, I'm putting this in A
But
tier. I like
there's
this a
more.
lot.
Like, keep reading here. Another time also points towards confirming Steve theories about Chris. This is at the end of the game when Susie asks 1 about bringing Rouse into the real world, 2 who they would rather bring into the festival between Noel and Rousey. The latter has 2 cop-outs, one being Susie and the other is to stare confused. Between Noel and Rousey, Noel is the right side answer and Rousey is the left. But answering Susie is the only one where Chris sounds confident in their answer.
Aww.
This shows both that we don't particularly like Rousey or Noel, and that they like Susie much more.
Well, I
with
don't
the
think
first
that
question,
Chris doesn't
the right
like...
side option is to...
Yeah, keep going, sorry.
I feel like... I feel like Chris definitely cares about Noel, but if you think about the weird root connotations...
Yeah.
Not that way.
Yeah, not in that way. But yeah, I kind of think it's so funny.
Yeah.
The idea that like everyone is in love with Susie.
I know, I do love that.
Susie is best
honestly.
girl. It's so funny. Like everyone loves Susie.
Yeah, this shows that they don't particularly like Rousey or Noel, and that they like Susie much more. And with that, the first question, the right side option is to say it is far-fetched to be able to bring them to the real world, with the left being to say it would be cool and you should try. This suggests 1, that Chris doesn't like Rousey much, and 2, that they may have a crush on Susie.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I feel like, them saying that it's far-fetched is also just them being honest.
Yeah.
Which seems more in character.
Yeah.
Since they know, and they wouldn't want to, like, lie to Susie.
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of things do we learn from this? Well, first off, is that Chris takes this whole situation very seriously. When asked to join Queen and Broadway, not only do they sound unenthused when saying yes, but also very passionate when saying no. They have no patience for the funny boob jokes and not smart bugs. Another one adds to the cruisy ship. At the Ferris wheel poster, the right option is to say Susie wouldn't ride with her, effectively trying to drive a wedge between them. Interestingly, the left side is to say that they would ride together, implying Chris actually wants to stay away from Noelle in general. Or less dramatically, just doesn't want to ride on a Ferris wheel with her. A very, very big one is the progression through the weird route. Practically peculiar, when telling Noelle to do things. At first, the proceeds start on the left, so Chris doesn't want to do these things. Then, about halfway they switch to the right, implying that Chris actually starts to get into it, liking the power and ease that they're getting through things together, believing even the "it's good to get stronger" mentality, and it stays that way right up until we hit Bodley. We get 2 prompts to back out by saying something heroic. "I'm protecting her from you," with proceed being on the left. Chris doesn't want to hurt Bodley, and they know that Bodley won't get out unscathed if they fight like that. And then after it's done, Chris is visibly shaken, according to Susie and Rousey anyway. Okay, pausing real quick, that's actually really interesting, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That the idea that, like, Chris starts by not liking the weird route, starts to kinda get into it, and then immediately turns back after Bodley gets involved.
I mean, yeah.
That's honestly interesting.
That's interesting.
Okay, where was I? Yeah, okay. They just watch their classmate die. From then on, Chris is quiet and unresponsive, not even bothering to give the choice to watch Susie and Noelle in the room at the castle.
Yeah,
the small
that
one
makes sense.
in the weird route is just after the switch puzzle to say it's natural. Being on the right, 8 option. I think this is them saying it's natural. I would want to kill me right now too, rather than being something evil like implied. Yeah, no, I love this theory.
Yeah, that's a really good theory. What the heck? What about this? Wait, this is a choice theory, right? What about that nest? I like it.
Also, yes. Okay, but also not to go off rails is a little bit more, but there was a new Undertale tweet that just got posted.
Well, that's very important. We have to
need a reminder on how to play Deltarune. Think you remember how to play, but you're wrong? we made a cheat sheet to review the base game mechanics and some tips. Check it out.
Thank you, Toby Fox.
So there's a new page on deltoon.com just as like a big tutorial.
Holy crap, thank you, Toby Fox. It was made for me specifically.
Just like scrolling through it real quick. I don't think there's anything like new here. Yeah, no, it's really just there's some screenshots of the Shadow Man fight from chapter 3. Oh, a screenshot, but that's it. It's just a tutorial on how
Toby Fox did that for me specifically because he knows that I forget the controls if I haven't played a game in more than a week.
I will read through this in more detail later, if there are any secrets in it, but it seems like it's just a tutorial on like how like battle mechanics work.
Let's go.
And also some other like menu things. So there you go.
Me forgetting how to open my inventory in Undertale. And
it also shows you how to turn on auto run.
Now, do you remember
So,
when I
there's
forgot
that too.
how to open my inventory? I was just like sitting there, like everyone telling me to check my inventory. I was like, I don't know how.
Yeah, there's also the fact that like you were in chapter 2 and only just realized you had no armor equipped because you never equipped armor.
Like, well, maybe I don't know how to equip armor. Ever think of that?
I mean, honestly, I didn't.
It's okay. It's okay. I know how to do it now. And now that Toby Fox gave me a full tutorial, I have no
Listen,
excuse.
let's just hope we don't get any doors that are just like a black box.
Yeah. Doors must look like doors or else I won't see them.
Anyway, what's the next theory? We kind of got on a long tangent
Anagram
now.
theory.
I mean, I don't know the details of that, but I would assume it has to do with like. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Deltarune anagram theory. I think it just has to do with things being parallels because of like pointed out anagrams and those being parallels of each other. Like you know, Welsi, Asriel, Undertale, Deltarune.
Yeah. But are
So
there
like,
other
I mean,
anagrams?
I would put that in. I don't know. I couldn't actually find like an actual theory for it.
Okay. And I'll put
So
that in B.
I don't know
Like
for
it's not,
sure.
it's not like Ron.
I would
but,
put it in
like,
B. Like things
there's
that are
not
anagrams
much
to each
to
other
it.
are definitely important
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not much else to like go off of now. Chris, final boss.
Interesting.
I guess this would be the idea that like Chris is finally like resists the player and fights back.
Yeah, I like that actually.
I like the idea, but I don't know if that would be a final boss.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it could, but I don't
Maybe
know.
like a weird route kind of thing, but not like the main story.
Maybe.
But also that I don't know
I
either.
would put that in.
I feel
I would put it
conflicted
in
about
C.
it. Yeah, I put it in C. I feel conflicted. I don't hate it, but I don't know how
Yeah.
it makes sense. Just yet, at least. Maybe later
Yeah.
on.
But I guess-
after
I
chapter
guess
3 and 4, maybe my
at some
opinion on
point-
that will change. But for now,
Yeah,
it
like, I
feels
guess
kind of
if
weird.
we, at some point, start controlling a vessel.
Yeah.
Like, that could lead to a fight against Chris, but again, I don't know if that would be a final boss.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know what the context of that would be, so maybe it would make sense to find. I don't know.
I don't know. Deltarune is an Undertale alternate timeline.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the way
I mean,
I
if
see
by
it...
alternate timeline you mean it's like it's technically an alternate timeline because it has the same characters that are in Undertale, then
I think they
maybe
just-
technically.
Personally, I think that, like, Sans and, Undyne, all those guys are just, like... They're just the little guys that live in Toby Fox's head, so he puts them in because they're his characters. Yeah, I feel like there's not... I feel like the connections between Undertale and Deltarune aren't as crazy as people think. I think they're connected because they're just... Like, wasn't Undertale technically... like... Wasn't this technically like where am I going with this? Wasn't Undertale like kind of a practice round? Wasn't Undertale
like, I would not say this is F tier.
Oh yeah, not F tier.
Like,
but I feel like it's not
I don't think
as deep as some people make it out to be.
Yeah, like I don't think the connection's as deep as some people say it is. Like I think, like you said, like for a lot of it, it is just like, yeah, you could say there's definitely evidence that Sans is from Deltaloon.
Yeah,
but
like
in terms of, like,
sense...
it's definitely in terms of like Undyne and characters like Napster characters, they're just there because they're popular characters.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Same. I agree. No, because I'm pretty sure wasn't Undertale supposed to be like Toby Fox like practicing for the main event?
Yeah.
Like it was always going to be Deltarune.
Yeah.
Undertale was just like a fun little project to get ready for. Nobody doesn't see. Like yes, but also no.
I feel like that's.
It's a very yes, but also no kind of thing.
Yes.
What is Gaster fanboy theory?
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Deltarune, Gaster fanboy theory. Let's see. Gaster fanboy theory. One thing a lot of people seem to know yet overlook is Toby Fox's fondness of JRPGs.
Yeah.
Yes, of course he loves them, and they have shaped his sense of humor. His interests and his creations, but do you know one trope JRPGs, and in fact a lot of Japanese games and various games love? Angels being huge, malicious bastards. A title comes into mind. Shimigami Tensei. While many angels and angelic lawful entities are on our side, a lot of them are bosses young at fighting, and their motives are quite evil. I'm talking reshaping reality into a realm of eternal bliss where your only option is praising God, aka a world where your choices don't even exist, let alone matter. Hell, in at least one game, you end up against the actual Abrahamic God, and in a lot of games, an optional boss is Demiurge, whatever, a cruel not god that nonetheless rules reality. Okay, so with all that talk about the angels' heaven and the void, which is the end of the world under another name, why are people so convinced the guy with demonic parallels is the bad guy? JRPGs in Japanese games have a lot of examples of demonic characters or characters after demonic. Where was I? Characters of demonic ancestry being the good guys. Ever heard of Devil May Cry? One plot twist from the first game is that the demon clone of the protagonist's mother gains a soul and becomes the good person. But the examples of angelic characters being good, while extent are rarer. If anything, it seems to me that Gaster is more of a callous scientist with good intentions, rather than an evil mastermind. Okay, so basically the gist of this theory is that Toby Fox is a JRPG fan, and Gaster being demonic doesn't actually mean he's evil, because angels are often the villains in JRPGs.
I mean, yeah, and I feel like the angels' heaven is being described as a not good thing.
Well, yeah, the angel's heaven is what needs to be sealed to stop the apocalypse.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's pretty obvious. I feel like this has... What does it be?
Put it in B.
Yeah. Alright, what is Skies Forever Blue? Is that another Homestuck thing?
Skies Forever Blue?
Or is it something else? I've seen this mentioned, but I haven't looked into it.
Blue? Skies Forever Blue. It's a song that Toby Fox made for something else, so I'm gonna say headcanon.
Alright. Chris says trauma related to deaths. I feel like that's definitely... I feel like that feels very canon.
I'll put that in... Yeah, I'll put that in A or B.
I'll get it connected to the bunker thing.
Like, Yeah, like again,
Like,
we
I
don't
think
know
Dessa's
much,
disappearance and
but-
Chris changing happened around the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the fact that it's probably also connected to, like, Asgore losing his job as
Yeah.
police chief.
Oh yeah, something
So, like,
big
I feel
went
like
down, and
Chris
that,
was there,
it's all
and
connected.
there were a lot of bad things related to it. There's probably a lot of blame going there.
Mhm.
So, I could see it.
Yeah. I'm really hoping we get more stuff about that in chapter 3 and 4. I need more Azrael and
Yeah.
Des lore.
Yeah,
It's important.
yeah,
I need it.
definitely.
And I feel like we definitely will, considering the locations for chapter 3 and 4. I think we're definitely gonna get some important lore drops regarding backstory stuff, which I'm excited about.
Definitely. Multiple Nights theory? Yes.
Oh yeah, that
I
feels
really love that theory
that
video.
feels basically canon, honestly.
I would put it in A, just because there's still a chance that like the Knight is just like the main villain, because like there was the one there was technically the scrapped intro sequence that was gonna have the Knight silhouette as one guy.
Yeah, but I think
So there's
but
still
I think
a
the
chance that the
theory
Knight
about
is
why
one person, but I like the idea
I
that
feel like
there's
the
multiple
theory about why
Knights.
that was scrapped was that that plot line was changed,
Yeah, yeah.
and
But
also potentially because
you gotta remember the fact that
Asgore.
in chapter 2, Queen quite literally says, "Can't anyone be a knight?"
yeah.
By making a Dark Fountain, so like I think it's fairly likely that
Yeah.
there's more than one knight. Whether or not it's 7 knights for 7 chapters or just like a couple,
Yeah.
there's definitely
We'll
more
find
than
out
one.
soon, though. I feel like that'll end up
Yeah, yeah, no, we will
confirmed one
find
way or
out soon.
another.
Well, I mean, actually, you know what? We can put it in S. It's
You know what?
absolutely at least 2 knights.
Yeah, there's at least 2.
Chris makes the chapter 3 Dark Fountain.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, that's canon. It's canon.
There quite literally is at least 2 knights.
Yeah. Alright, Chris equals one of the 6 humans.
That's the headcanon.
Yeah. No.
Like Chris being one of the 6 humans from
Yeah,
Undertale.
no. That makes no sense. Chris summoned the
They have a
player.
red
This one I like. This one I actually really like.
This has to do with like Chris being into occult stuff, right?
Yeah. I
Could
think this
be.
one is really
I could see
interesting,
it.
actually.
I would put it in C because I feel like we don't know enough to
Yeah.
confirm one way or another. But
But consider
There's
the
evidence.
idea that, like, maybe... Okay, I have a new theory, Alright,
Uh-huh.
consider for a second. Something happened and Chris lost their soul. Chris tried to regain their own soul and accidentally summoned their own one.
maybe. I mean, you know what? Okay, we can put it in B then. I feel like because like looking back at the other like things we put in C, I feel like it's more
Yeah.
likely than those. So I'd say B.
Like, maybe, because remember we were talking about Chris and Caddy doing occult stuff together.
Yeah.
How long ago
Yeah.
was that? Was that more recent? Did Chris...
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
in chapter 2.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like maybe Chris wasn't
but, like, when
necessarily
it happened?
into... Yeah, you know, I'm like trying to figure out like...
I don't think we have any evidence of when it happened.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking right
We just
now...
know that they did it at some point.
Yeah, now my current theory is that Chris maybe wasn't actually that into occult stuff, but they were desperate enough to try and figure out how to get their soul back. They're like, well, Caddy's into this
Maybe.
stuff, so...
Maybe. I could see that.
Yeah. That's my current theory regarding that one.
Yeah.
Secret Boss equals different soul. This feels canon. This feels like it's gonna be canon.
I mean, you know, there's obviously the fact that there's not a different soul color for Jevil.
Yes, but if you consider the theories that are gonna be in order, so red soul
Yeah.
first, and then we got yellow soul. So a lot of people are saying it's either gonna be purple
that's
or green
true.
soul will be the third one.
Yeah, no, I could see it.
So like, I would say to A, just because we won't know until chapter 3 and 4 come out, but It's a very good
Oh
chance it's
yeah,
confirmed.
yeah.
Canon.
I could definitely see it. I could definitely
Yeah,
see
it
that being
makes
the case. I would also
sense.
just love for that to be the case because I
Yeah.
like the different soul colors.
Yeah, it's just a fun mechanic. Alright. Some of these I want to, like, breeze through.
Yeah.
Chris made a fountain for sympathetic reasons.
I mean,
yeah?
could. I guess.
I don't think Chris
know.
has malicious reasons for doing it. I think they're trying to...
I would put it in B in because, like, I don't know, I feel like we'll figure this out.
We'll find out soon.
It's not malicious reasons, and I'm sure we might figure out some more details on it in Chapter 3.
Yeah.
If not Chapter 4.
Yeah. Alright. Chris is not evil.
No.
Chris Knight? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's basically confirmed.
Yes, Chris is the knight of Chapter...
Yeah.
of Chapter 3.
A Vessel's secret boss.
I can see that possibly being the case. Again, I've said it several times, we don't really know what the vessel's gonna be.
Yeah, I'll put that in B. I'll put that in B.
I can see it.
Gaster Knight?
Gaster
No.
Knight? Yes.
No.
No? What do you mean no?
Wait,
I can
yes?
see it.
Really?
You think Gaster didn't make the Grand Fountain?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess that's true. I wasn't considering the Grand Fountain.
I would put it in...
Hello, welcome to stream, welcome.
Yeah, no, I would say A.
Okay.
A works.
Papyrus Knight? No.
No. Alvin Knight? I would put that in B.
Yeah, probably.
There's evidence for him being the Chapter 1
Mayor
Knight. There are multiple Knights.
I don't think so.
I don't really see it. Death Knight? Probably not. I don't think Death was around.
D for Death. Yeah.
D for Death, you know what? Sure. There's a chance. Azrael, no.
No. Rousey, no.
Rousey, no.
Rules, no.
I would love Rules to get a knight, but no.
No. Kara Butterfly Effect, what does that mean? What is this referencing? I'll put that in I don't know. I want to kind of speed around some of these.
I don't buy it just because I don't think Kara from Undertale has any relevance to the story.
Yeah.
That's just...
I'm gonna also put that in F. Undertale Kara's possessing Chris.
Yeah.
No.
Like, okay, the only evidence towards Kara having relevance to Deltarune is the fact that in the Japanese translation for Deltarune, there's very specific ways every character is written.
Yeah.
And like how their words how they word things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the voice in the end of the God Omega section,
I've heard that.
Your choices are discarded, is worded the exact same way Kara talks.
Yeah. I mean, I see that.
I still don't technically buy it because they just talk in like a very proper way, which could be someone else.
Could be.
That's just a proper way of talking, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I don't see why Kara would have any relevance to Deltarune.
Yeah.
Considering it's an alternate universe.
Alright. Lightning round. Player is the angel.
See it.
I would put that in B.
But I also... Yeah. But again, like I feel like there's very obvious parallels to Noelle
Angel.
Being the angel.
Yeah, I prefer Noelle Angel.
Those connections being her literally being referred to as an angel.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm like lowering this as we speak. Like, I think
I do like the idea of player being the actual angel. I would put it in B.
B, okay.
I would put that in B, and if Noelle Angel is here, I would put that in A.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Did the music stop?
Did it? The playlist might have ended. We might have gone through every Deltarune song.
Yeah, you might have to set it to loop. And just like start it over.
Let's see. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Alright. Nera, Kara, and Deltarune.
Nera and Deltarune, no.
No. Kara is Azrael's college roommate. What?
That is a headcanon.
That's a headcanon, yeah.
That's just a headcanon.
Okay. Frisk is Hathriel's roommate.
That is
What?
also a headcanon. Kara and Frisk are not in Deltarune.
My gosh.
There's literally no evidence to try and say that any
Yeah.
characters are Asriel's college roommate. Like,
Alright,
not a headcanon,
Submarine
sure,
Castletown?
but,
Have you heard of this one?
Submarine Castletown.
I'm gonna put that in I don't know.
Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah, let's put that in. I have no idea.
Yeah,
what that is.
I want to speed through some of them so we can try and get through as many as we can.
Yeah.
So, Grand Fountain made Rousey special. I believe this one.
Yeah.
Because Rousey's different than the other Darkners. And I think it's
Yeah,
because of the Grand Fountain.
That's made Wellesley special. I think it just made Wellesley. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like,
I don't know what they mean by
came
special.
from... Well, special just in that he functions differently than the other Darkners. Like, he can go between worlds.
Yeah, no, in that case, I do believe
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what it means by special. Like, he's the only one that can go between dark worlds. All the others turn to stone.
Yeah.
Papyrus Eggman, S tier.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's in the merch. He's in that one piece of merch standing behind the exact tree that the Eggman is behind.
Yeah, it's canon.
He's absolutely the Eggman.
Undertale Underground is a dark world. I don't think so.
No.
No. Monsters bleed in Deltarune?
This is referencing a line in that Susie says, where she says everyone bleeds.
But isn't there also a line where like a monster's like asking Chris what it's like to have blood? Is having blood painful?
That's true.
I think
that is true.
Actually,
but also...
I think this is connected to the Susie human community. I think that's where that comes from. Susie's more knows.
If you think about it, like that one, like random line is definitely weird and could prove it wrong. But also, there is that line that Susie says, and there's also the fact that Sans bleeds, and he's very much a monster from Deltarune.
And I thought Sans.
So I don't know.
Was ketchup. I thought that was like one last joke.
I would put it in D and not F. I would put it in D.
Okay.
Because like I don't think it's likely. There's definitely evidence against it, but there's some evidence there. You know? Like there's something, but I don't know how likely it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
What is foreshadow?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I'm intrigued. But I'll put that in I don't know for now. Yes, so the character code is canon. This is canon.
Yeah.
Vessel equals Kara / actor? What does that mean? I'll put that in I don't know.
This sounds like a headcanon.
Yeah, it sounds like a headcanon, but I'm gonna put that in I don't know. Asriel is the angel.
Asriel's angel? No.
No. Universal Mother Theory. I like this one. I like Universal Mother. That's a good video. I recommend if anyone hasn't watched that one yet. That's a good video.
Which one was that again?
The one is that basically Queen represents the different character relationships with their moms. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good theory. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll put that in A.
I like it.
Every man is the knight. This is canon.
Every man is knight? No. no, that's a headcanon. Every man's not even a character.
I love Every Man.
I like the idea that every man is the monster equivalent of a stick figure.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's the knight.
Time loop theory. I like time loop theory. I definitely think there's some sort of a time loop going on.
Maybe? I would have put it in S.
Fine, A.
But yeah. I'll accept
like, if
that.
you just consider, like, the fact that part of the game is having to go back and do things. Like, the fact that, like, the quote-unquote correct way to play the game is to have multiple save files, because you have to go back and do certain things.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Like that's
I would
how it
keep it an
works.
A though. Like I don't know if it's 100% canon, absolutely
Yeah.
truth yet, but I like the idea of it.
Shadow crystals show the time loop.
This has to do with the idea that like when you look at these shadow crystals in the light world,
Mhm.
in chapter 1, you see through your hand. And then in chapter 2, Chris thinks they see Susie glaring at them. So the theory is that it seems like it might show a world where Chris doesn't exist.
Interesting.
So in chapter 1, you just see Chris sees through the hand, and in chapter 2, they see Susie not get redeemed because they never met Chris and went to the Dark World.
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's time loop, but it definitely shows like alternate
it's kind
reality.
of feels kind of connected
like
to the Chris's.
timeline.
It feels connected to the Chris's death theory, actually.
Yeah, I would put it in.
Like
I would
if
put
the
it,
soul,
honestly, like,
if Chris wasn't
B.
being possessed by the soul, that's what it would be like.
I would put it in B just because it's another instance of we don't know enough to make it a pattern yet.
Yeah, I agree. Oblivion theory.
But
Here's our
I
good
definitely
pal
like
Oblivion theory.
We're gonna put that in don't know because we haven't read it yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be how I spend my lunch break
Like,
today.
we don't know yet. Okay.
Roaring has occurred before.
What has occurred before? Hey, I mean, I don't think there's really any evidence of that. Is there?
Only if you consider the time loop theory, I guess.
There's a prophecy for it, but that doesn't mean it's happened already.
Well, I guess if you consider the that theory about the goners, the roaring probably happened in those alternate timelines.
Maybe.
And that's why Caster
don't...
keeps restarting, because the roaring keeps happening. Like, oh, failed this attempt. I don't know.
I feel like...
What in D?
I don't know, there's not a lot of evidence for it, I don't think.
There's not a lot of evidence, but it's interesting. T-theory.
Yeah. T-theory.
T-theory bothered me just in I don't like... Only thing I don't like about T-theory is I don't like people using it as proof that Chris hates Rousey.
Yeah.
That's not how I see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's likely the case, but yeah. I would put that in A.
Yeah, and it's not hate.
At least A, if not
it's
S,
just
because
they don't know each other that well yet.
Canon.
But like, I think,
yeah,
like,
no,
Chris doesn't have any reason to hate Rousey. There's nothing like there's
just
nothing
because it's real doesn't
about
mean
him.
It proves that Chris hates Rousey. Yeah.
Like, I need some solid evidence that Chris hates Rousey, and Chris not having romantic feelings towards Rousey does not count as hating Rousey.
Exactly. Exactly. Guess the secret boss? I don't think Gaster's gonna be a secret boss.
Yeah.
I think he's connected to the secret bosses, but he's not gonna be one himself.
The secret boss is kind of interesting. But also, I don't really think so.
I would say
maybe D.
I would put that in D just because he is definitely connected to the secret bosses, but I don't think he's gonna be a secret boss.
Yeah, it's a cool idea though.
There's a possibility there. I can see it. I can see what people are like thinking when they say that. Second intro voice is Kara. I don't think so.
No.
I think
I like the idea.
Just because like, there is the connection.
There's evidence to support it, but it's not enough evidence.
There's the connection of how they talk similarly to the Japanese in the Japanese translation, but that's it. So I don't think so. But there's something.
This is canon.
Gaster drove Jebelman.
Is this not canon? Yeah. This is canon. This is also canon. Vessel drove. No.
No. No.
Gaster centered to the plot? Yes.
Gaster centered to the plot? Yeah.
Yeah, no question. No question. Gaster made Deltarune, again, S tier, no question.
Yeah. Absolutely. He literally made the first version of Deltarune was the survey program made by Gaster. And also, did you know that the the company that trademark has the trademark for Undertale and Deltarune is Royal Industries, is Royal Sciences LLC.
What? For real?
Yes,
Wow.
that is true. The
No, that's-
company that owns
That's
the
crazy.
trademark for Undertale and Deltarune
That is
is a company made by Toby Fox called Royal Sciences
that
LLC.
is so peak.
I know, I love it.
Oh my god.
Which also
yeah.
proves
Proof.
Gaster
Yeah.
owns Deltarune. He made Deltarune.
That is crazy. I love that. Right, Dark Road and Church, I feel like it's basically confirmed.
Yeah, that's been confirmed.
Yeah, that's
That's
confirmed.
been basically confirmed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Flower
sorry,
shop.
I'm sorry all of the... like, listen, I'm sorry to all of the, Chapter 4 is gonna be in the Holiday House
No, that's
truthers.
not.
It's
That's
not.
not.
It's
that's
not.
Flower shop, I actually kind of feel like B tier. Like, it's a good idea, it's possible, but like, we don't have enough evidence yet. Besides the doors.
Yeah, we don't know yet. It has plenty of double doors that could very much be it.
Mhm.
A Dark World, and I do
But
think it's
also,
likely, but
technically-
we don't know yet.
And also, technically, we don't need double doors.
Yeah,
Double doors is not actually a requirement. Seeing as Chapter 3, there are no double doors. So, like,
Yeah.
well, it's good concept, like, there's no actual proof.
but also to be fair, this is not a Dark World we're gonna jump into. So for
That's
the animation,
I mean, that's true, but still.
so that's the exception. Is that like we're not actually gonna be jumping into it, so we don't need to do the
I
animation
suppose.
jumping into it.
Dark Road in a bunker, I mean, there
So,
has
I
to
don't-
be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The bunker is clearly important, and, like, why would there not be a Dark World?
Exactly. Yeah, there has
It's
to.
Chekhov's bunker, like, it's going to be super important.
It's Chekhov's bazooka.
Yeah, Chekhov's
Like, there's no
bazooka.
way.
Yeah. I love
Dark World,
the
Icy-
IC theory so much. This has to be.
Yes.
This has to be. It
The,
has
the,
to be.
the Burger Pants conspiracy is my favorite Delta theory.
Oh, it's so good. No, it has to be canon.
I just want Burger Pants to be relevant. All right,
Yeah.
he's like my favorite character to voice.
No, yeah, that has to be canon. I'm sorry. Noelle is the angel. That feels.
Noelle Angel, yes. I said earlier I want it to be A.
Yeah, yeah, it's A.
Player is the angel, is B, Noelle Angel is A.
Yeah.
For me at least. I think they're both likely, but
Like,
I
could
think-
personally, I could honestly personally put this in S, but I'll put it in A for you.
I don't think it's 100% canon.
It
be the
feels pretty
case.
darn close to canon.
But I mainly the only reason I don't think it's 100% canon is because I think there's also a likely chance it could be the player as
Yeah.
the angel. But I think Noelle's more likely. Dark World in Hospital, yes.
Oh yeah, that
Yes.
feels like it'll definitely happen. Put that in A tier. But like it feels pretty likely.
Yeah.
Like it's not confirmed. I mean, I guess technically I see it's not confirmed either, but like I see it has to be. This has
Yeah,
to
but
be.
I want it to be. I want it to be true.
Hospital is that's a good idea. We don't have
Yeah.
a ton of evidence yet,
Also,
but
a
I
lot of
feel
double
like
doors.
yeah, oh yeah,
A lot of double doors in there.
and also very like relevant to Noelle.
Yeah.
Very important location. Noelle's house, no.
Dark World in Noelle's house? I don't think so.
I really
No.
don't think so.
Well, I would put it in D just because we've not seen the house yet, so we don't
Yeah,
really
but
know
also
for sure.
I feel like
But
we're not gonna have two houses, not two house ones. We're already getting a house one.
I mean, you don't know.
I mean,
I think there's a small chance it
suppose.
could, only because we've not seen it yet.
Honestly,
I don't think it's likely, but again, we've not
honestly-
seen it yet, so we can't be 100% sure.
Honestly, I don't think we're
You
ever
know?
gonna go inside of Noelle's house. I don't think we're ever gonna
I
actually
think
see
we
her
could.
house.
You know, I was gonna make a reference to something, but you've not played Undertale Yellow yet, so
I haven't. I'm going to be. I'm actually planning on doing an Undertale Yellow playthrough
without
soon.
spoiling or saying
but-
any details, I think going to Noelle's house would be similar to if you go into a certain other character's house in Undertale Yellow.
Interesting.
Similar,
Okay.
like, story-wise,
Okay.
story importance-wise.
Interesting.
But I don't think there's gonna be a Dark World in it.
Okay. Device Theory is one of my favorites.
You'll know when you play Undertale Yellow. Device theory, yeah, I love it.
It's like one of my
Device theory is
favorites.
awesome.
It's so good. If you haven't watched the Device Theory videos, they're very long, but they're very worth it. Everyone watch the Device Theory. You won't regret it.
Yes.
Freedom motif is Gaster's theme, isn't that kind of... it is. It is. Right? We're in agreement, right?
No, the freedom motif is different than Gaster's theme. It's not necessarily Gaster's theme, but I think Gaster's theme could involve the freedom motif.
Yeah,
if he gets like
A.
a more complete theme.
A.
Yeah, I'd say A.
Third entity, yeah, probably not.
No,
No,
I don't like that theory.
Noelle is a traitor. I don't know the specific theory, but I don't like it. What do you mean she's a traitor?
Yeah.
What are you saying about Noelle? Actually, can I say something really quick? That I wanted to mention earlier and I forgot. I was thinking to myself last night while watching some Deltrude videos that, like, depending on Chapter 4, how Chapter 4 goes, I think Noelle might end up in my top 3 favorite fictional characters of all time list.
Wow, alright.
Noelle has the tools
yeah.
to be, like, in my top favorite characters of all time. So depending on how much I enjoy Chapter 4, she might get put in that list.
Yeah.
So hang out right up with Homura Akemi and Rika.
Oh man.
It's like, I love Rousey. Rousey's my little guy. But like Noelle is one of my favorite characters. I love her so much.
Yeah.
And like, the only reason she's not in my top yet is because I feel like we haven't had quite enough content with her just in Chapter 2. But with more Noelle content coming up, that'll be the determining factor if she is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, there's a very good chance she's gonna be one of my favorites. I'm very excited. I don't know what this is. Shadow Crystal, Shattered Dreams of a Lightner? That's interesting. That's kind of interesting, but...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What is a letter equals Gaster?
I don't know what these are.
I'll put those in here then. The depth theory.
The depth theory is basically just the idea that there's a lower, even darker level below the dark worlds. So there's the light world, then below that is the dark world, and then if you make I think the idea is that, like, if a fountain is created in a dark world, it'll take you even lower into quote unquote the depths.
Interesting.
Which is where people assume the Gano Maker takes place in, because like the background is the same texture that
oh yeah.
The dark fountains
Do
are.
you think that's where Death is?
I would say so.
That's where the bunker takes you.
I like the depth.
Yeah, I like it too, actually. It's
I would put that in A.
Yeah. Naked Rousey theory? Okay.
I don't know that one.
Really? I think I've seen it recently, I think. This theory, it's a crack theory, if you couldn't tell. It's just the idea that every chapter, Rousey removes another article of clothing. This came from, no, this is based on the mini game with like the new costume that they get for the
You know what? That's a good point.
I think that's where it came from.
In chapter 1, he takes off the hat. In chapter 2, he takes off the glasses. In chapter 3, he takes off his shirt. You know what? S.
Like I said, it's a crack theory, but there's technically evidence. I'm not putting it in S.
Okay, no. I would say B. Put it in B. I think it's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny and actually has evidence for it. I like it.
Gaster is not
Gaster's
the
angel? No.
Gas leak theory is hilarious. No.
That's the theory that there's not actually a dark world in the house, and that what we saw was just a gas leak, right?
It's so stupid.
It's really funny, but no.
Yeah, no.
Asgore had a hand in Death's disappearance. I don't think so. I think my idea of it, is that I don't think Asgore had anything to do with the disappearance. He just failed to find Des,
Yeah.
and he like quit. He like either lost or quit his job as the police chief because he couldn't find Des.
Yeah, I agree.
Asriel's dead and possessing Chris. That's a headcanon.
I just, you know.
That just sounds like a headcanon if anything. No. Ralsei's is Asriel's dust? No.
I don't know the dark clock theory.
Dark clock theory? I feel like it's a Jaru theory. I feel like I've watched that before, but I don't remember what it was.
Let's put on I don't know.
Yeah.
Asriel or Rousey sings Don't Forget. I think
That's
Rousey
just a
does.
headcanon.
I think Rousey does
That's
because of that
headcanon.
sticker. But okay, but that line sticker. The line sticker. I think that's where that comes from.
Either way, it's an end credit theme. It doesn't really... I don't think... I think it's just a headcanon if anything.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more like it's done from the perspective of... Like, the lyrics are meant to be interpreted as into the perspective of Rousey. Like, there's no actual evidence. It's still a headcanon.
Yeah. Rousey's Asriel? No.
No. Tenna... Oh, we were just talking about this one.
Just talking about this. I'm gonna only put that in B because we don't know.
I
okay, you know what? We'll
hate
put it in
that.
A. We'll put it in A.
Wait, where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Oh my god, you lost it. Did it go back? Did it go back at the bottom?
No. Where'd it go?
No, where'd it go? Oh my god, it disappeared.
Tenna doesn't want us to know.
Did it ever exist? Did it ever even exist?
Oh, here it is. I found it.
There it is.
That was funny. Put that in B?
Yeah, no, I'll say A. Put it in A, because I do think it's likely, but I do like the idea that it could just not be the case.
I would lose my mind if Tenna was not the main boss.
I know. Like...
Mike's gonna be the secret boss. Mike is the friend inside me, guy.
B.
B.
D or C? Because I don't think he's gonna be the main antagonist.
You're not main antagonist, A antagonist.
Yeah, he's the idea is that this is the main antagonist. I don't think so.
Okay,
so
I guess that's
C
true, yeah. I'll put that in D then. Shadow Crystal shows the world without Chris. You were just talking about this one.
Was just talking about this. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, that's...
I like that theory.
Yeah, it's connected to me with the Chris is dead theory.
Like chapter 1
where it's showing the real world.
Chris not existing.
Yeah. It's so sad though. Gaster's the Eggman.
Gaster's Eggman?
I mean... No, because it's...
Could be. Could not be. It's literally just a mystery
It's Papyrus. It's Papyrus.
Yeah. It is Papyrus, exactly.
Shadow Crystal shows something's true nature. Well, that's connected to the... what we were just talking about. The true nature of Chris.
That has to do with, like... Well, no.
Oh, is that different?
That has to do with, I think that has to do with, in chapter 2, when you see Susie looking, like, mad at you.
Oh, okay.
Or, like, annoyed. And being like, Susie's true nature is that she'll always be mean.
Oh, I don't like that then.
Yeah.
Where do we put this then?
I would say F.
Okay.
I think, because like I believe its meaning is showing the world without Chris.
Yeah, I agree with that. Shadow Crystal are Gaster fragments. Like pieces of Gaster.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Especially considering the Shadow Crystals are supposed to be making a pure crystal, which is not Gaster. And it's also used to make the Twisted Blade.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think you're gonna turn Gaster into a sword.
Imagine a sword
In my
made
opinion,
of
I
Gaster.
think the eggs have nothing to do with the story and are purely Easter eggs. Honestly, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's like a goofy little thing.
I think the eggs are purely just meant to be an Easter egg. I don't think they're, like, gonna be used for anything important.
Yeah. Chapter 3, Secret Boss is flower theme, represents Flowey. We were just talking about this too.
We were just talking about it. I really like that idea.
Yeah,
I like headcanon now is that
it's going to be a flower cowboy.
Flowey is the friend inside me.
Flowey is the friend inside me.
I would put it in A though. I don't think it's 100%. I just really like the idea.
Woody theory is A. S. Woody theory is S tier.
No, that's S.
Yeah, this is S tier. This is S tier. No question.
I would be perfectly happy if every single Deltarune theory up till this point is wrong, except for Woody theory.
It has to be canon.
Yes.
Birdling is fallen down in Weird Group? What do you mean is fallen down?
Fallen down is just the state that monsters go in, like, when they're, like, about to die, or, like, on their deathbed.
Oh, okay.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't know if Birdley's dead in the weird route, but could definitely just be fallen down and, like in a coma or something, basically.
Yeah.
You know, like, as opposed to just being straight up dead.
Choice between Rousey and Noelle.
I think this has to do with, the mage left the party.
Oh
in
yeah.
Dragon Blazers.
Yeah.
The idea that you have to choose between Rousey or Noelle as your mage. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I would put that at, like, C.
Yeah.
I don't see why you'd have to choose, like, in the main story or anything between Rousey or Noelle. I don't know Angel's Hell, though.
I don't know that one either. Next in Theory, I feel like I've seen this one.
I feel like I've watched that, but I don't remember that.
Yeah. Dark Worlds are like D&D. I mean, sort of. But, like...
I don't feel like D&D, but there's definitely connections that multiple characters have made to Dragon Blazers.
Yeah.
Which is not D&D.
Yeah.
Just an RPG, so I don't...
Dark Worlds parallel Undertale areas.
It's just an RPG, you know?
Yeah. Dark Worlds parallel Undertale areas, kind of. I can kind of see that.
Do they?
A little bit.
I don't think
a
so.
little bit, but not, like, directly.
I'm gonna say
it's more.
No.
I think it's more the bosses do, the actual worlds don't.
Well, yeah, the secret bosses are, like, using the soul colors, but I don't think that's, like... I would say F on that.
Yeah, okay, I'll put that in F.
There's not any connection between... There's no... What parallels the board game world?
Right here, this is an S tier one. This is an S tier. This is an S tier.
Oh, Rules is Gaster? Oh, absolutely.
Can you imagine though if that was actually canon?
No. Okay, but, like, no. I don't think so. Like we said, Rules is gonna kill Gaster. That's what we think
so
is gonna happen. You can't beat Gaster.
Alright, fine.
That's unfortunately an F.
Fine, A
but
tier.
It would be funny. A? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
This is just canon.
Oh yeah, that's confirmed.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like confirmed.
Delta and Azrael made Undertale on his PC. I kind of like that.
That's a crack theory, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a crack theory, but it's kind of fun. A fun idea.
But, like, okay, I'm gonna say that's a headcanon, mainly because the only part of that that's canon is that he designed his God of Hyperdeath form in, like, MS Paint. But
yeah.
Deltarune is a prequel to Undertale? No.
No.
They're confirmed to be alternate universes.
It's the other way around. Undertale's an alternate universe of Deltarune. It's the other way around.
Yeah, no.
Deltarune's Gather's Undertale fanfiction. No.
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 They're different things.
Under the Genocide sequel? No. Deltarune...
What is this one?
No. This one needs to go die in a hole. Why would you say that about my sweet dear boy?
He's just shy, okay?
He's just a little guy, oh my god. Gaster versus Kara, I don't know this one.
That's a headcanon.
That's a headcanon? Okay.
Like, what do you mean? That just sounds like a...
Gaster split universe Undertale and Deltarune.
Gaster versus Kara is just a... like... Why am I forgetting the name of that? That's just a glitch tail fight. Are you kidding me?
What? Wow.
No.
Alright, but Gaster split universe and Undertale and Deltarune. I mean, I've not seen this specific one. If it's a video or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I mostly don't know.
Yeah. Icy Theory. Is this different from the Pizza Binge?
That's too vague. I don't know what...
Okay. Rousey is Chris's ideal self. This one is one of my favorites. This one.
Yeah, no, I like that one.
That one's so good. And maybe that's
that's
why. I think this is the only thing I can connect and be okay with, connected to the Chris hates Rousey. I don't think Chris hates Rousey, I think Chris feels a little bit awkward around Rousey, considering that Rousey might be a thing that Chris dreamed of as a child.
Yeah.
And seeing the physical manifestation of something you daydreamed about as a child is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But Chris doesn't hate Rousey.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay, but
That's
it.
the last theory.
I'm actually so impressed we got through all of them. I really didn't think we'd be able to.
I mean, we really breezed through the last couple now.
We did. But some of them were easy to breathe through. But yeah, wow.
There
Do you
we
have
go.
any final thoughts you want to give? Any last
Woody
statements?
will be real.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about that one.
Woody theory will be real.
We're gonna hear the friend
I really
inside
like
me motif
I really
play
like the
in chapter
choice
3.
theory. That one I didn't know before this.
Yeah, that one is really cool actually.
I never picked up on that, but that is actually awesome.
That one is so good, I really want to replay all of chapter 1 and 2, following the choice theory.
I know, right? Like,
that's crazy.
don't make me want to replay the whole game now. It's too late.
It's too late.
Although to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
I really almost want to, mainly because I don't have any Stalwalker interactions.
Same, actually.
I did interact with the original Stalwalker, and I'm gonna miss out on really funny scenes with Stalwalker now.
No.
So, like, I'm very tempted.
Yeah. Where's Starwalker Eagles
where's
Knight? Oh my
Starwalker
god.
Knight?
That's
He's
so
totally
true.
the Knight. He is the original Knight.
Holy crap.
These dark fountains are pissing me off.
Oh my gosh.
I am the original Knight.
Let's go. Alright, but let me go ahead and switch back to my main screen.
Yes.
So yeah.
Don't forget to take a screenshot of this or download this tier list so you can put it in the Discord for everyone to see.
I will do that right now actually. Downloading it as we speak.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I will plop that in the Discord in a few minutes. But yeah, thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'm sad we couldn't do the actual survey. But this was a good second choice.
If only.
If only. But yeah. Oh my god, can you believe Deltarune is literally coming out in a couple days?
It's so soon.
I can taste it.
We're almost there.
I can literally taste it. No, I'm still like, how am I gonna sleep that night? Knowing that I'm gonna go to bed while you are playing it.
How am I supposed to sleep knowing that Deltarune is literally tomorrow?
Knowing that Deltarune is today, because I'll be going to bed while it's out. It's gonna come out when I go to bed.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I'm gonna be lying awake being like, I can't touch my phone. I can't do anything but sleep, but how am I gonna sleep?
You won't be able to.
I am gonna lose my mind. But Yubi, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Like I was talking about it before in a past stream, that this is my first time experiencing new Deltarune content. Like, since I became a Deltarune fan like almost a year ago. Like I played Deltarune for the first time last July. Reaching my 1-year anniversary as a Deltarune fan.
Oh man.
And I get to celebrate with new content. Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go! I'm so excited. We're almost there. Holy crap. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be marathon streaming it. You are also gonna be marathon streaming it.
I will be marathon streaming it. And
So
I'll be doing it
definitely.
first, so you guys go
Yeah.
check out my stream.
Yeah, you guys gotta check out Vess. And also check out me after. Of course, like my stream will be after.
Of course.
So you know, if you want
You'll be able to watch
like
both.
an entire day's worth of Deltarune content, go watch Vess all day, take a short break, and then watch me all night. You never have to leave chapters 3 and 4. You have unlimited Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 gameplay content. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Vess, are you excited to stay up all night to mod my chat?
Oh boy, I can't wait.
No sleep, only Deltarune.
Aw, yeah.
Aw, yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Vess, wanna plug anything before we go?
I stream on twitch.tv/HeyStayAwesome. I'm gonna be debuting a summer outfit tomorrow. So come check that out.
Yeah, boy.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, hi.
Oh yeah, let's
oh,
go.
Yeah, let's go. I definitely follow Vess on Twitch. Also, in slightly unrelated news, I announced it finally officially. My charity stream for a Cause has been officially announced. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Glitch with Babman is going to be happening on June 27th, 9 a.m. JST. It'll be June 26th, 8 p.m. EST. It's going to be a charity stream through Stream with a Cause. It's going to be really silly goofy. I'm working really hard on it. Vess is helping me with it. I'm not going to reveal too much yet, but it's going to be a game show.
It will be fun.
It will be fun. It will be silly. It might be a little cursed. But I'm very excited. More information in the coming weeks, but get hype. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are. Check out Vess on Twitch. Watch their next stream. Wait, is it tomorrow? When are you streaming?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, yeah. Watch Vess tomorrow, debut their summer model. And yeah. See you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, boy.